Is that Brad Maddox?
I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the reaction right now going on live to the end of WWE Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds is over here, it would appear, but we're watching the last few seconds of it take place. I'm here live with Chris Tosevich. Brad Maddox has just brought out another referee. Big Show just knocked out Daniel Bryan. And again, he looks like he's going to cry on himself. Randy Orton going for the pin. And there's the right cadence from the referee. Oh, no, Big Show now pulls out the referee. Oh, and he decked the referee in the face. This is crazy. This is a little bit unexpected. A little bit expected.
Where can it go from here, though, is the question.
Right, what happens? Is this... Oh, my God. If this pay-per-view just ends with nobody winning?
Oh, my God. They're going to riot.
Right. They already had a power outage. Now, Big Show getting in the ring. I guess everybody else is ahead of me. Most people. So I'm the one lagging behind here. Maybe he's going to shake our... You can... What's happening, Tosevich? You're ahead of me.
Randy Orton's talking shit to Big Show.
Okay, I see
and,
that.
he paid for it.
Okay, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the post show for WWE Battlegrounds. Thanks for being here. Oh, man, I finally saw it. He got jaw-jacked. You got to talk about this ending. I mean, you got Bryan down. You got Orton down. You got Big Show losing his mind. The only thing he hasn't
Brad Maddox looks like he's about to cry.
The only thing Big Show hasn't done is knock out Triple H like he said he was gonna. I was really looking forward to that, and then instead of Triple H, we got a sheetrock wall punch through. Oh man, this is a weird. It's 10:51. You know something's gonna happen.
Big Show just knocked out 4 people.
Right. It's gonna end like this, isn't it? Like just a Big Show knocked everyone out, and there's no decision.
Well, I mean, how did we expect this pay-per-view to end? Well?
No, we didn't really well. You're right. Everyone's knocked out. The power went out earlier. Power might as well have gone out. It could have been the end of the pay-per-view.
I have to admit, the power went out at the perfect time. I mean, it could have gone out at so many bad moments during the night. Imagine if it went out during the Cody Rhodes.
Oh, my God.
The Rhodes Family match.
That would have been a devastating nightmare. That would have been just an absolute nightmare. Well, it's the big slow motion that they showed all night. What the hell is Big Show doing?
He's yelling no more. So I guess he's done being Triple H's lackey.
He's inciting a riot. So that's it. That's it. The pay-per-view ended with the Big Show on the top rope just yelling no more and whatever, and nothing happened. Man, these people should riot. If I was in this crowd tonight, I would riot. I would be pissed.
Well, if anyone who actually ordered the pay-per-view wants your money back, and you ordered through Cox Cable, just call them up and tell them what happened, and you'll get your full refund.
Just call up right now and say, hey, I'm pissed off because there was no decision in the pay-per-view in the match I paid for at the end. There was no decision that happened at the pay-per-view. So, oh my God, what just what? Dillis Jams, what the fuck did we just watch? Oh my God, that was just something. What in the world of shit happened? Thank God, WWE should blow the Rhodes. Because, oh my God, that was terrible. That was terrible. I mean, that is just, there is no excuse for that ending. I understand why they did it, and I get it, because they're really trying to push this. Now they can say that these two can have another match, and they can even have another one even after that, probably.
Maybe throw Big Show into one of them, make it a triple threat.
And then, oh my God. This is just not good. If you were there, I mean, the only thing about this pay-per-view, one of the things that was positive was there were so many matches, and they just kept coming, you know what I mean? You know, like Bill Clinton in 1996, you know, just kept going. Just kept pumping it out, man. Guys, what's up? It's youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. Subscribe to youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. I'm here with Chris Tosevich, WWE Battlegrounds. is now mercifully over. Matthew Bradley, 2 pay-per-views in a row with no finish. Brilliant television. Brilliant if you actually paid for it. Stupid for you. Guys, if you're watching right now via mobile device or on YouTube.com or Ustream or you live now or wherever you're watching this from, but if you can click the like buttons on those respective sites, especially if you're on YouTube.com, go ahead, click that like button. Put the thumb up my ass if you want to do that. The other thing is, well, let's take a call because I can't deal with this. What's up, 760? Hello? Tasovich, you there?
I'm here.
Okay. I don't know what happened to 760. He's muted or something. Let's start breaking this pay-per-view down right from the start. Let's go right from. Let's forget the finish. I understand what just happened was ridiculous, but let's go right from the beginning. And then when we get through the entire mini wrap-up that we'll do here of the entire pay-per-view, we will get to your calls and what you think. We will put up the phone number and we will start taking your calls. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the WWE Live Battleground tonight wrap-up. 339-226-6610. We'll take calls in a little while. You can go to, you can tweet my Twitter, at Joe Cronin Show on Twitter. So let's start this thing off. First of all, we had to deal with, this was WWE Battlegrounds, but with pink ropes. What the hell was that about? Susan G. Coleman. Keep almost all of our breast cancer money that we get. If I give somebody $100 for cancer research, and they keep $80, well, put it this way: if I went around and collected $100 from people, telling them it was for cancer research, but then I kept $90 to myself, and then gave $10 to cancer research, I would be like arrested.
Well, you got to remember, you're only keeping $80. You're giving $10 to cancer, and then you're spending the other $10 to get out to more people, so that'll give you money next year. Right.
Okay. Well, we'll move past that anyway.
Coleman for the cunt.
So Dolph Ziggler versus Sandow was a match maybe I would have liked to see on the pay-per-view, but I think the two of them just played it safe and had a good old little lower end SmackDown match. Wasn't very good. Yeah. Wasn't nearly as good as the previous Night of Champions post show, right?
And I was wrong too. Before it started, I said I expect this to be one of the best matches of the night, and lo and behold, it was just kind of a match.
Really weird that it wasn't. I was actually right there with you. I was like, yeah, this is going to be probably the best match of the night. Although I did like RVD at Del Rio. I figured that would be good, and it was. RVD versus Del Rio was a great full wrestling match with great spots. Just a good complete match. It wasn't unbelievable, but at the time I said that's the match to beat tonight. That's the match to beat. But because of that, and because it was over, and because it was the first match, that made me kind of go into a slump about the pay-per-view. Just think, oh, this isn't gonna be too good. And then all of a sudden, it started to get that way. Would you have said that you thought the RVD Del Rio match would have been the best match of the night at that point, right?
Oh, definitely. I was like, okay, this is going to be tough to beat, and I know what's coming up next. So how are they gonna top this? I was actually kind of confused as to why it was first, because I was like, why are they blowing their load this early? And then I seemed to realize that it dragged for so long after that they just needed that to keep people fucking interested. Because if they started with almost any of the other matches, people would have just fucking walked away and fucking made a sandwich or something.
Right, exactly. And then, what was the next match? Cesaro and that whole thing, right?
Was that second?
Maybe I'm wrong. Hold on, let me look at the order here. Before I go crazy. No, yeah, that was right. Dolph Ziggler, Sandow, Rey Mysterio, Del Rio, and RVD. Still no Rey Mysterio. Then we got Khali and everybody. And as soon as this match started, everyone started talking about the Cesaro swing on Khali. And I mean, everyone's like, I hate Khali, or I don't like Santino, or this is going to be stupid. But the whole match was done so that Cesaro could do that swing. I swear that's why that match existed, was so they could have the moment of the swing on the pay-per-view.
That's almost why Khali exists right now, is to make Cesaro look strong by picking him up over and over again.
Right. And yes,
because when he did his finisher, the neutralizer to Khali on I forget whether it was, I think it was like a main event or something, and it went over so well that they had him do it again on Raw following that. So it seems like literally they just have Khali there to be a big guy that strong men can pick up.
I don't want to skip ahead. And yeah, you're right. I think that's exactly why he's there, and it was cool. I liked it. It was. It would have been funny if after he did it, like Khali tried to get up and then fell over or something. I don't know, but it would. We'll get to the Wyatt stuff and the Kane and Undertaker stuff in a second. I have some comments about that, and then I'm going to read your comments in the YouTube chat. Guys, if you want to subscribe to me, I know we're broadcasting from Darkest Days 11, but you got to go over to youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show, click the subscribe button, or if you're watching this video live right now, click the like button and put that thumb up my anus. Put the thumb up my ass. Or put it down, put it, whatever you want to do, but I prefer it up my ass. Just, you know... Some guys like that, and I'm one of them. And if you have a problem with it, I'll kill you. No, but moving on from that,
what are you talking about?
I don't know. So Cesaro, that match wasn't very good, but that spot was great. So then R-Truth versus Curtis Axel. It was just I thought it was a good match. I normally wouldn't be interested in R-Truth versus Axel or R-Truth versus anybody. But I actually thought it was okay. It was okay, a little good match, even though the crowd completely disagreed with me because they were boring
I disagree
chanting
with
it
you
up. Yeah. I just thought, I don't know, R-Truth put some extra spin on some of his moves. I don't know. Maybe it was because I'm watching it on a stream. Thank God it was quick. That's all I got to say, though. Thank goodness it was, I think it was 8 minutes.
There was nothing inherently wrong with the match, but it just didn't need to be on the pay-per-view tonight. And if they wanted to have an IC title match, they should have given him someone who could actually be believable to maybe win.
I'm not going to bash them for it because I've been just ranting and raving about the IC title. So
yeah,
I think that's maybe part of why I liked it was that it was short, but the IC title got defended. So maybe I'm looking past the actual match and the actual theory behind. It doesn't matter now though, because from what I understand, R-Truth is gone or is just got his second strike or whatever tonight.
What?
Multiple people mentioned it. I don't know if it's real, but I heard that R-Truth got his second warning for wellness policy violation.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know if that's true, but it's been mentioned a couple times. If anybody has a link or a site or a news story about it, please let me know because I have no idea. It was a terrible ending to the pay-per-view. I think we all agree. What do we watch? What are we watching? Clearly, like, the Big Show has been inserted into this because they knew all along they needed to drag this out. And at some point, the Big Show could be cause for a flawed ending. And Paul Butler on Twitter asked me what mic am I using. It's awesome. This is the I forget what number it is because it's the new one. It's the MXL R144. That's what it is. You can go look it up. It's a ribbon mic. I don't, I mean, thanks for the compliment and the mic. Thanks for telling me it sounds all right. But ribbon mics, a lot of times they make that pulse noise. They don't deal with air very well. They're good for acoustics. They're not good for in your face a lot of times. So I am trying to get a new one, but even though you liked it, but there you go. Anyway,
I'm surprised you don't have a screen.
A screen? Yeah, I know. I should get one. You know what I have though? I ripped off a mic that was broken. I ripped out the screen that was inside of an old mic, 2 of them, and I taped it around the mic to actually stop it. See, right now you can, because if I blow on the other side, you know what I mean? So you can tell that I have the screen on, that I have like a little screen on, but whatever. Anyway, moving on from my equipment specs. So R-Truth Curtis Axel was whatever. IC belt was defended though, so I look at that as a positive. Despite a good match finally. Well, not a good match, a good moment in the Divas match when AJ Lee threw her, or rather Brie Bella threw herself into the post.
Man,
that was a great spot, and I was like, "Oh man, are they trying to do something tonight? Are they going to try to have a good match? Is this going to be, wow?" The crowd popped when that happened, and then right after that, the crowd died.
I have to say, it was the one time that you actually saw the Divas utilizing rest holds properly, which is all well and good, but not tonight, not in a big pay-per-view match. This is not when you want to show that you learned how to do rest holds properly.
Yeah, it was a little bit like that. It was like, look what I figured out how to do, but I still can't, we still couldn't not have a big botch. You
Right.
still had to have that botch, which, by the way, the crowd was dying and dying and dying, and then they botched it, and it was like, that's it. It's over. And Natalya wasn't even at ringside. How did that happen?
You could see empty seats in the arena during that match, too. There were like a few times where I saw like a couple seats like with no one in them, and they were probably taking a piss or getting a burger or
They
something.
were drinking. They were tapping the vein. Let's see. Let's read some comments on YouTube. Let's check out some YouTube comments. Here we go. Chris Rose, what's up, Whitehead? I don't know what that means. John Cream, Goldust face paint was epic. It was cool. He went nuts.
Yeah.
Here's my complaint, though. He comes out with the pink Susan G. Coleman gloves on, and it's like, well, wait a minute. This guy's not employed by the WWE. Everyone's doing this thing who's an employee with the pink stuff for breast cancer, and out comes Goldust with it reminded me of when the Ultimate Warrior came out in that feud with Jerry Lawler wearing a hat for the first time ever. Here's a guy who runs out. He runs out all the time with the hair, and he's crazy, and he's got the hair and the face paint. And then Lawler's doing this spot with him, and he comes out with a friggin' hat on, and he just looks bizarre. Let's take a phone call before we continue to take a break from our recap here. 7-something 0, you're on. What's up? 706. What's up, man? Goodbye. He dropped. He's trying to call us on his Skype, and I think he's dropping out. My bad. I'm going to hold off on the phone calls for a few minutes. I'll tell you when the lines are open. I'll put the phone number up there for you guys. Let's get back to the comments. Patrick Glenn. Benjamin Blanchett. When you going to do comments? I'm doing them right now. Chris Rose. Let's see who else. What else? Roy Arlen. What actually happened with the main event? The lights went out? No. So what happened is, kind of as the main event was being promoted on the TV right before the match was going to start, during the promo, all of a sudden the power went out, so everyone's stream or broadcast went black, and they came back like 7 minutes later, and Michael Cole said, "Sorry, everybody, there was a power outage in the arena," so the actual arena lost power. So Jiren was probably there, worried that he was going to get raped. And actually, speaking of Jiren, we have Jiren on the phone with us now. Jiren, are you there?
The voicemail's going on again. Hold on a second.
Oh, yeah. You hate when that happens. I don't know why that happens. Why does it come up, but I get you on? It's weird.
That happens to me every now and then, too. It's strange.
Expect a really long voicemail. Hold on a second.
Okay, yeah, right. It'll be from you. So,
all right.
So did anybody try to touch you while the power was out tonight in the audience?
No. I think I was touching myself. I mean, no.
That's kind of weird. Your mom was right there, wasn't she?
Well, you're in the dark. But
oh my god.
Okay, I seem happy, but you know how pissed off I am right now?
I would have rioted. I can't. Did that place throw things? Because I would have thrown things.
Oh, we were all pissed off.
I would have thrown things.
And like we all looked up at the Titantron and saw that it showed like the Battleground 2013 logo at the bottom of the thing, and everyone just started fucking cursing. I swear to God. Oh
wow.
My God, it was awful.
They should have They should have rioted. Everybody should have thrown shit in the ring.
I think some guy yelled out like, "Please retire" or something. He yelled out, "Please retire."
That
like the Big Show turned around too. I think that was funny.
That's crazy. I would have lost my mind if I was there. I would have flipped the frig out.
Are you kidding me? I'm in the car right now. Like, just, ugh.
All right, so Roy, is it Arline? Roy Arline, and you can post a comment if I'm saying your name wrong. He said, I just YouTube searched the R-Truth thing. He did fail a wellness exam. So that's his second wellness strike. So hopefully there'll be a third and he'll be gone.
Every time he gets put on television is when he decides to fucking smoke weed.
Yeah, he's like, hey, this is going good. Smoke some weed now. I don't know. He doesn't talk like that, but whatever. So Goldust face paint, yeah, was awesome, but the gloves were weird. Ray GB says 0 subs. What's he talking about? I have many more subs than that. Not Darkest Days 11. If you're watching right now for the first time, My actual YouTube site is youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. We have 1,400 subs or something like that. But we got a strike, so I broadcast from Darkest Days 11 on pay-per-view nights and Raw nights. Just so you know.
I know what he's talking about. For some reason, I have Android. I guess this guy has Android or something. When I go on the YouTube app, not like on the internet, but on the YouTube app, I go to Darkest Days 11, and it would say like, Darkest Days 11, 0 subscribers.
Oh, I know why that is. It says I have 0 subs because this is my second YouTube site, and I use it, like I said, because I'm banned for 6 months on youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. And by the way, I'll put the link up here. You want to go to, at the bottom there in the red, youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show, and subscribe to me there. I have subs blocked, so you can't see how many subs I have on Darkest Days 11. That's what it is. But I'm going to take a phone call real quick here in the midst of all this craziness. 931, what's up?
What's up, Joe? I got to say, the ending of that pay-per-view did kind of suck.
Yeah, if I was there, I would have flipped out. I would have maybe gone in the ring. I don't know. I would have thrown beer, whatever I had to throw. I would have thrown it.
And it was pretty obvious that they weren't going to fire Dusty Rhodes.
Right. I mean, I think it was obvious that what you know what though. Even though it seemed like they probably could win tonight, Goldust and them. Even though I had that in my head, the way they did it was so brilliant that didn't matter.
A great moment.
Yeah, it was a great moment, Mike. I'm still pumped up just from that. Good thing Daniel Bryan didn't win the title for the third time, because I wouldn't have remembered it, because I'd still thinking about the Goldust Cody Rhodes stuff. And I think they had that in mind when they did this pay-per-view. Got to have that one feel-good moment, And
I gotta say, the Divas match was pretty lame in and of itself. I mean, AJ wins again. Shocker. She wins when she needs to, but never when it's on TV.
Well, no one's going to beat her because it's like, well, who are you going to make the champion? You know what I mean? No one's a better heel. No one's a better babyface. I mean, Bree.
Yeah, if Bree won tonight, I would have been pissed, because if Bree won, that would be them saying, "Oh, Bree won because of Total Divas." It just would have been so obvious.
Right.
Now, one thing I think would be cool is if after AJ runs through the Total Divas group, she gets rid of the Divas title and brings back the women's title.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be nice. Thank God. Get rid of that stupid-ass belt. I wouldn't mind that.
Although it's really funny, and I know the next pay-per-view coming up is Hell in a Cell, but last year's Hell in a Cell, I predicted that all the way up to WrestleMania.
Oh, really?
I was in Smyrna at the time watching a public show about a week before Hell in a Cell, and in the middle of the broadcast of Raw, I stood up and said, "Mark my words, CM Punk will hold that title to the Royal Rumble, and The Rock will come back and whip his ass as John Cena wins the Royal Rumble."
That's crazy. You should have bet on it.
Actually, I did, and I won $500.
Well, that's cool.
500. I bet with my friend, and I won like $2.
You're betting wrong.
You gotta spend money to make money, Jiren boy.
All right, man. What would you give Battlegrounds before I let you go? What would you give Battlegrounds tonight? 1 to 10,
I give it a 6.5. There were some good moments, but not enough to really make it a great pay-per-view.
Right. I mean, for me, I agree with you.
Santino Marella should never be on a pay-per-view card ever.
Well, like I said, Santino and Khali, they literally were there so Cesaro could do the swing. I'm telling you, that wouldn't have happened.
My only issue with the Bray Wyatt thing is they set it up literally a week, literally 6 days before the pay-per-view. If that had been going on for like months of him stalking Kingston, it would have been cool.
Right, and
well, at the same time, I don't think they could have pulled that off. I think it worked better because they weren't building it up, because people weren't like, "All right, enough of this Kofi Kingston and Bray Wyatt shit." They were just like, "Oh, cool, a match."
That didn't bother me. It was clearly the filler match too. Before the Punk match or whatever it was, so that didn't bother me. And I think it was his strongest match, Bray Wyatt's best match so far. Part of that being because of Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, that's being generous.
Well, I mean, I think it's because of Kofi. His opponent was versatile, and it wasn't, Kane. It wasn't, some big, brogy guy. It was, a guy who could.
The only thing I don't like about Bray Wyatt isn't the setup. It's the fact that you can't overlook the fact that less than a year ago, this guy was still Husky Harris, and even the fans realized this.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, it's weird. I don't like it. I know.
To be fair, though, they don't chant Husky Harris like they chant pretty much everything under the sun and everyone else. I mean, they still chant Albert at Sweet Tea, but they don't chant Husky Harris as much.
They used to.
I think because Bray Wyatt's character,
the first couple weeks.
But then his character got a lot stronger, and I think people are finally accepting him for who he is. Like, his character is so strong right now, it almost seems ludicrous to chant Husky Harris, because Husky Harris wasn't even really a thing.
That is what they did the first night, though.
First night, yeah, before they really got to know the guy. And then once they got to know him, I think they accepted him. Whether they like him or not, I think they at least accepted that his character is strong.
That's right.
Yeah, I guess I can see that, but I gotta see this guy built up into more of a main event role before I can really take him seriously.
Yeah.
And I can say the RVD match was pretty lame for an Extreme Rules match.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. It wasn't the greatest Extreme Rules match. I think the weapons that were utilized made it a good match. If without the weapons, it wouldn't have been as good. But it was still, I think, maybe the second best match of the night. It was, and that's the problem. I think it was the second best match of the night.
RVD's Rolling Thunder onto the ladder was really cool. He really fucks himself up.
I'll give you credit for that.
Yeah.
And his Van Terminator, where he held his own chair, that was phenomenal. I don't even know who else could pull something like that off.
Right, that's right. And I had to let him go because we started dropping on the Skype stream. So
I think he was trying to summarize the whole pay-per-view before we can get to it in like a 2-hour show.
Right. I had to let him go. We're really running too long there, and plus my stream was falling down. So anyway, the crowd went silent during the Divas match a little bit, but they had that. I do give Brie Bella a lot of credit. If only the Divas would do more of that, where they throw themselves into the post, or just put all, because it's almost like someone said, Brie, listen, what you have to do is you have to commit yourself to, a move or to a certain thing. And she did. She said, I'm going to throw myself into that post. And AJ actually hit her really hard to knock her towards it. And that might have helped, but it was a great spot, and I started getting excited, like, ooh, are we going to get Slammiversary Gail Kim stuff? And then, no.
Not only did she hit the post really hard, but when she collapsed afterwards and basically just, like, spilled off of the apron, that looked really good, too.
She almost hit her head, too. It was almost dangerous, but that's why it was good. It was just, it was great. And then the whole match was terrible, though. But that spot was wonderful. I give her credit for that. It's the best woman's spot that's happened in a long time. So
yeah, and it was something so simple too.
Right. The match was bad though. The rest of the match was terrible. It was as you would figure a woman's Divas match would be.
Except even AJ was botching, which usually doesn't happen.
Right. It was just weird. But then what, Jiren?
Yeah, the match was. I was going to say the match was basically just like a little cat fight with AJ Lee crawling on the ground for half the match. So it wasn't really that entertaining.
Yeah, it was weird. They're making AJ Lee look like the little scoundrel who's the champion, and I don't really get it. So, because nobody wants to take her that way, I don't think. Goldust Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, and Dusty Rhodes, and The Shield saved this pay-per-view from being unacceptable. I mean,
yes.
It may still be unacceptable to some people, but that match saved the whole thing. That was so good, so well done, and as Tosevich said a few minutes ago, imagine if the damn power went out during that. The greatest crossroads you'll ever see again, maybe.
Yeah.
That was so friggin' good. The whole thing was pretty good, and it was getting better and better, and the crowd was getting more into it, and man, they had the people. There's a time when you're a wrestler, or when you're in the business, or you're a fan or whatever, and you have the people. You just have everybody. You got everybody's attention, and you have them, and they had that tonight. That was special. That was great, and I've got goosebumps still. I hope to God I can find a video or a download of it after we're done this, because I want to watch it like 17 times.
When you watch it again, pay attention to Goldust when he's in the ring, and specifically everything he's doing when he's on the mat getting beat up, because he does it in a way that The Undertaker does, or like Triple H does, or anyone else who's good at telling a story in the ring, which is something you only see from the veterans these days. Sheamus, even John Cena. John Cena stepped it up a little bit, but none of them, even CM Punk to an extent, none of them really have grasped the concept of how to tell a story in the ring just by mild movements. And like when Goldust was trying to crawl his way to Cody Rhodes and make the tag and stuff like that, it didn't look forced. It looked believable. And that's how you fucking do it.
And I think Goldust tonight had an advantage as far as that goes, because what he did was he had the crowd. He had the people who remember him from the Attitude Era. He had those old school fans like emotionally involved. And the new fans were emotionally involved in Cody Rhodes. And the really old school fans were emotionally involved that Dusty Rhodes was there. So
actually, I think everyone was happy that Dusty Rhodes was there.
You're right, but you were connecting with every single person in that arena. I mean, I can forget the fact that, like, on Monday Night Raw, Dusty Rhodes said something about being Triple H's Huckleberry or whatever the hell that meant. I don't know. Does anybody know what he was talking about? We'll never know. You know, I'll be your Huckleberry.
Maybe that guy was right. Maybe WWE is turning gay because of Darren Young. Remember that, Joe?
Yeah. I'll be your Huckleberry. What in the wonderful world of fuck does "I'll be your Huckleberry" mean?
Was that a racist term? Like, what the fuck was he talking about?
There is no answer. There is no answer for what.
I'll be your Huckleberry and you could be my massa.
It was just weird. It was like, what kid was watching that and whatever. But you know what? That's what happens. You know what I mean? That is what happens to bullies. Like that. That's what happens. To boys. You know, is he from Chicago? Because it sounds like that's what happens to the Bears. The bullies.
You're right.
So Bray Wyatt, Kofi Kingston, I think had an okay match. You know, I'm not the biggest Bray Wyatt fan, but I got to give him credit because the match was the right amount of time. It wasn't too long, wasn't too short, had some good spots. Again, I will say, here's my positive thing for Battlegrounds tonight. My positive thing for WWE tonight is we saw spots in matches. Every match almost had a spot in it that you haven't seen or in a long time. They all had different spots. Even the damn Divas match that sucked had that pole thing. So I think the only match tonight that didn't have a spot where I was like, I've seen all this, was probably Curtis Axel in R-Truth. But every other match had a spot that had a few spots that were different or something about it. So I will give them that credit.
Actually, although I didn't like R-Truth versus Curtis Axel that much, it kind of did have a good spot where Curtis Axel rammed him into the barricade with like full force.
Okay, I might have missed that. I hate watching the streams. That's why I wish I could order it, because then I really see it better.
WWE actually tried to make that match a little more emotional. Did you guys? I don't know if you guys are subscribed to WWE on YouTube, but they made a whole video like on R-Truth, talking about how he. You saw that, right? How he was.
No, I didn't. So.
Oh yeah, he was talking about how he started like way back in 1990, how he partnered with Road Dogg and everything. Then they played a preview of the Raw where every superstar that helped Daniel Bryan was lined up, and Stephanie McMahon was like, R-Truth, when was the last time you fought for a championship? And he was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Like, oh, man, she was right, you know?
Doug.
He's like...
Right. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was going to comment on Doug Matthews. I wanted to comment, but keep going. I want to hear the rest of that.
Yeah, he was talking about how, and then like how he went into this dark place a few years back where he went crazy and like splashing water on people's faces, but he said he's not proud of it, but that's what led him to a WWE Championship match with John Cena at Capital Punishment.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't even see that.
They call it Truth Hurts.
You know, I used to be subscribed to the WWE channel until if I went to my feed, that was all that was fucking there.
Yes, it's all that's there.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
after every
me
Raw,
too.
They upload like bit by bit from every freaking Raw, and then now they're uploading full-length matches that a lot of people, well, some classic matches, but then there's some matches that no one cares about.
So here's my suggestion. Yeah, you can go into your feed and actually, even though you're subscribed, you can stop seeing every single post by that person, I believe.
Right, but then I stopped seeing their posts, so I missed the good ones too.
But then you just have to be proactive and go to the site and be like, I missed some matches. I wonder what I missed, and go on and take a look at it.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, I know, but then you get if you get WWE on YouTube, then you miss Joe Cronin show updates because you see so many damn WWE updates that you miss my stuff. So don't do it. Anyway, so let's read some comments. Let's get to some of these comments here. Let's get to some more. Chris Rose, the Rhodes and the Shield deserve medals. They do.
Yeah.
Nice, buddy. My kid's still awake. Why? Moving up, Doug Matthews is talking to somebody else, so I'm not going to answer that one. Benjamin Blanchett, Joe, good thing about it is they stepped out of the PG for goddamn once. I don't know about they stepped out of the PG, but they I give them more credit than that. They didn't step out of the PG era, but they did do a good job of having a good match as far as the Rhodes go in the PG era. So
maybe he means because they mixed Goldust with Dustin Rhodes and Cody Rhodes, so it wasn't just the PG era. It was like multiple eras combined. Maybe that's what he means.
Right, maybe that's not that. Maybe that's what he means. Okay, that's right then. Blake Rodriguez, the Bear will waterboard Joe on the next pay-per-view. I'm gonna get waterboarded by the Bear. Doug Matthews, WWE needs to end this stuff at Hell in a Cell. I mean, I agree. They got to go in some kind of different direction here. They have to, but they're not going to, because whatever happens at Hell in the Cell someone's still got to get their revenge. Whoever wins the title, someone else still has a chance to rebut. You know? So it's not going to be over.
Look at the Punk versus Ryback Hell in a Cell. That didn't end clean. That ended with a low blow and a shitty victory for Ryback.
And for CM Punk. The worst part of this whole thing is that this is what happens to bullies. Do you even lift, bro? Cody Rhodes is future WWE champ. I agree, and I said that. And listen, you can go back 2 years and watch my videos. I said that 2 years ago. I want Cody Rhodes vying for the Intercontinental title and eventually getting to WWE champion status. At that time, you could have told me Daniel Bryan would be WWE champion someday, and I would have been like, what the fucking what? Like, I wouldn't have believed you. Munish Ramnarine, I don't know how do you say your name or whatever. Goldust's face paint was awesome tonight. I agree. Munish, I agree. Doug Matthews.
That might have been his last match for all we know, or at least his last pay-per-view match, so he had to go all out and do something.
Maybe. That might be right. L. Whitehead, Rhodes will fight Sandow. Right, and then you could give you can give Rhodes the world title to test him, because that's the test belt, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there you go. You can give Rhodes the title, whatever you want to do.
All right, Joe. After you read all the comments, can I go on a little rant about?
I want to hear about your sign. I want to hear about the power outage at the arena, because if you don't know, Jiren was there at the pay-per-view tonight. By the way, everybody, that's fine, buddy. So Champ2919 says, "I hate bullies." L. Whitehead, Arg, I hate the phrase "I hate bullies." Well, see, we hate it, but we hate it. It's so stupid that it's funny, and so I like to say it.
It cracks me the fuck up. I don't know why, but I love it.
My son turned the lights like on bright in here, and I'm like, "Whoa, what is this?" I usually sit in a dark area with black lights. Ryback will never win a pay-per-view match. He's still a beggar.
The only pay-per-view match that Ryback has ever won is SummerSlam with freaking Chris Jericho, and that was like the first match of the night that no one cared about.
Right.
He lost Hell in a Cell. He lost Survivor Series. He didn't compete. No, he lost the TLC against the Shield. He lost the Royal Rumble match. I don't remember if he was even at No Way Out. WrestleMania, he lost to Mark Henry, and so on and so on and so on. And the only match he won at a pay-per-view was SummerSlam. It wasn't for a championship.
It would have been funny if tonight, after CM Punk won, if he stood over Ryback and said, "That's what happens to losers." Because that's what happens every time.
Oh, did he say "time to die" when he was going down the?
I don't know. I missed it if he did. I hope he didn't, because that takes away from the Night of Champions. That was my highlight for Night of Champions: the post show and "Time to Die."
Did you see Jack Swagger's face when he was running to the ring tonight?
Oh my god! No, it wasn't as funny. It's still Night of Champions. The funniest couple moments was the Swagger running to the ring with the cape over his head. Joe Latimer says, "I can call and explain if you wish. Best part of Battlegrounds, bionic elbow. First time I've ever seen it. Gave it an 8 or 9 until the ending that dropped my rating to a 4.5. Oh man, I'll tell you right now. I'll give my rating for Battlegrounds tonight before I continue with the comments, and then we get to Jiren's opinion of what happened at the arena, because he was there tonight, which is cool. I would give tonight a 6.5, and at the beginning I was worried it was going to be lower, and then once the Rhodes thing happened, I was going to give it a 7. I was locked on a 7 tonight, which is a huge. Let's go back. SummerSlam was like a 9 or an 8.5. And then tonight, rather, Night of Champions was probably the lowest ever, maybe a 3 or 4. And then tonight was, for me, set to be a 7 until the ending, and now I give it a 6.5. What do you guys, what do you give it?
Jiren, you want to go first?
Sure. All right. I don't know. I'll have to give it I have to give it a 7 because the only reason I gave it a 7 and not like a 6 or 6.5 is because I was there and it was more exciting for me.
Right.
Even
Yeah,
though, some of the stuff was crappy, but so I give it a 7 for myself.
Okay. I give it a 6.5, you give it a 7, and now Tosovich.
I would say that I would normally give this pay-per-view a 6 because it was, well, we discussed exactly why. But I'm going to give it a 7 because I just liked the Cody Rhodes, Goldust, and Dusty Rhodes versus the Shield match that much.
Yeah.
It was just so special to me, especially watching the Bionic Elbow. It gave me goosebumps, and it rarely does that anymore. Like, the WWE product as a whole can rarely give me goosebumps anymore, unless it's like when Brock Lesnar came back and kicked John Cena's hat, I think was the last time.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome. You're right, and so for the first time, I think, ever, I gave this the lowest rating of anybody. That's weird.
Yeah, you're right.
But no, for me, the Cody Rhodes, you're right, it did give me goosebumps. Maybe I should go up higher, but I'm going to do a 6.5 because of the ending and because of the Divas and just because of the overall negative feeling I have towards it coming off of Night of Champions. But I will say another positive, of course, is they did a good job. It's a better pay-per-view than Night of Champions. Thank God for that. It probably had the worst buy rate in a long time because of Night of Champions only. Match of the night, Rhodes Family versus The Shield. Patrick Glenn, you are 100% right, sir. Doug Matthews, Triple H and Steph told Big Show to go down and interfere, but with adding Maddox, it's confusing. They did a good job of saying how Triple H and Stephanie weren't there. That way they didn't have to answer for it tonight. So that it's almost like they weren't in control.
I was cracking up when Brad Maddox was on the phone with Stephanie, and he was like, "Yes, sir. I mean, yes, ma'am. Okay. Yep. Oh, well, the Rhodes family won." And it's like, really? Like, Triple H and Stephanie just left? Like, this pay-per-view sucks. Fuck this. Let me know what happened later.
Right. Benjamin said, I need to be committed to the comments like old ones. I don't know. I'm getting to them right now, man. We're going through. John Cream. Oh, where were Daniel Bryan chants during the first inning of the... There were... I think he's saying there were Daniel Bryan chants during the beginning of the Braves-Dodgers game. It was very audible, and it was louder than the Dodger chants. That's awesome. That's great stuff. Chris Rose, an idiot wrote tonight's finish, and a bigger idiot gave it the green light. I would not want to be seen by another carbon-based life form again if I wrote tonight's show. Well, but see, nobody did anything, so they're probably justified, and WWE needed to get out of this. They have too many pay-per-views coming up. And what they really should just do is cancel pay-per-views for 2 months because they're just delaying to get to their next big storyline leading to WrestleMania. That's what this is all about, is delaying. So that's it. It's delay. If I was there, I mean, if they didn't do the Cody Rhodes thing, I would be shocked if people didn't riot. I would be shocked. I'm actually a little shocked people didn't throw stuff and flip out at the end anyway. Not just grumble amongst themselves in the audience like, fuck this, and what was that? Fuck, man. No. I would have thrown stuff. I would have tried to hit somebody with something. I would have said, let's all go over the barricade and just jerk off on the ring. Like, just let's take everybody out of the seats, climb over the barricade. There's not enough of them to stop us. And we'll get into the ring, we'll take our clothes off, and we'll just ejaculate into the ring. All over the ring, semen everywhere. That's what we think of the ending. L. Whitehead, Ryback does suck. Yes, I read that before. Doug Matthews, RVD match was brutal. Ouch, good match. I think those guys have some bruises. I agree. I didn't mind that match. I liked it. Johnny Secure, TSC, how's Miami? Jay, blah, blah, blah. Jones, how I don't know what he's talking about. Johnny, what you talking about, Willis? Go read his comments. I don't know what he's saying. John Cream, what was with all the messed up chants? They were one of the worst pay-per-view crowds in a long time. What chants? Jiren.
No, there were a couple good chants.
I thought the chants were okay. What was your take? Did you hear the? By the way, if you're watching this video, click the like button. If you're watching on your mobile device, iPad, iPod, Galaxy phone, Android, computer, whatever you're watching this, Xbox, click the like button if you can find it. Jiren, what did you hear when you were there? You were actually at Battlegrounds. What did you hear?
A JBL chant.
Oh, JBL. If the people could have been hearing, you know why people chant JBL when they're there? Because they don't have to listen to them. Because
I was the only one in the crowd because like everyone was chanting JBL. I was the only one like while they were clapping the 5 times like the. I was the one that said JBL sucks.
I'm torn because I half like him now. Now that ever since you brought up that he has these annoying little things that he says, I can't. It's like in a song. There was an Usher song. What was that Usher song? It was like a hell yeah. What was that song? It was like big. It was all over the clubs. Do you know what I'm talking about? Anybody?
Yeah.
That song.
Oh yeah, it's called Yeah.
Yeah. So you're at the club, and all of a sudden one day some dude was like, "I can't stand that song though," and I was like, "Why, man? It's not that bad. I mean, I don't like them. I wouldn't sit and listen to it with headphones on. But when I'm in a club, it's not that bad. It's pretty cool. All the girls are dancing." He's like, "Yeah, the whistling drives me nuts." I'm like, "What whistling?" He's like, all of a sudden there's a part in it where it's like.
Like the end of Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
Yeah, and so I'm like, well, the whistling, okay, whatever. And the next time I heard the song, it was like, all I could hear was... I was like, oh, make it stop! Make it stop! So now that's all I can hear with JBL. Like, R-Truth came out tonight, what's up, what's up? Every time he said what's up, after that, when the crowd was supposed to say it, JBL was like, what's up? What's up? What? Wait a minute. Aren't you supposed to be the heel announcer? He was the heel announcer all night, but all of a sudden, he was chanting, "What's up with R-Truth?" What the hell is that about? He's supposed to say "shut up" or something. Oh my God. Anyway, whatever. I don't.
Didn't you say "shut up" last week? That's what.
I would have told him to shut up. Let's take a phone call because we got 4 of them here. I'm going to pick one. 620-331-612. You're on. What's up? We'll go with you. Sorry, everybody else.
What's that, sir?
Oh, what's up, man?
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right. I'm a little confused of the ending we just saw, What do you think?
Great. Well, pal, great pay-per-view. I'm just wondering, pal, Shane McMahon, when's he coming back, pal?
I know that Shane McMahon has been to the WWE office. I know that Shane McMahon has been talking, but there is no set plan right now for Shane McMahon to come back. As of right now, there is nothing in the works. There's no communication. There hasn't been any big story about him really getting involved in anything, so there's only two possibilities, and that there only was 2 in the first place. But normally when you hear nothing, and you don't get any leaks, or you don't hear anything like this, it means WWE is either hiding it, because they want to do something, and it's really easy to do with Shane, since he's Vince's son, for Shane to keep it under wraps. But on the other hand, it could be nothing. It could just mean he's moving on to his next business venture. Because I've heard...
you gotta bring Shane O'Mac back, pal.
I'd love to see it. I want to see it. And this is a good time to do it because we got Hell in the Cell, TLC, we got a lot of stuff that we need something. We need something to happen. And I think it'd be great to bring Shane back. And I think it's WrestleMania 30, you know what I mean? I'm looking for Hulk Hogan even maybe to make an appearance somehow. Shane McMahon to make an appearance.
You bring Shane O'Mac with the Hulkster, pal. Maybe that's the angle, sir.
Right,
you
but
bring Shane O'Mac with the immortal Hulk Hogan.
But to do what? What are they going to do?
Keep Hogan out of this. He has no place there anymore.
Well, no. Hogan's gonna come back, and Hogan is gonna do something. I'm not saying he's gonna wrestle. Hogan's not gonna wrestle. Okay, and if he does,
then who gives a shit?
But and if he does, well, but there's not a place for him in TNA, but there's a place for him in WWE for a second. There's a place for something to happen, like Hogan to come out, beat somebody for a second, and get a win. You know what I mean? Like him to come out and beat Damian Sandow in like 18 seconds, that type of thing. There's room for him to do that. You know, but coming back with Shane McMahon, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I can't see it. It would have been something that would have made sense, you know, like back when Vince wrestled Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania. But now I don't see anything like that. But I am positive that Shane will come back at some point.
Well, I hope so. I think Shane McMahon could, rejuvenate the WWE right now. They need something, a shot in the arm, pal, to get things going. Shane O'Mac, I love that cat. He's a hell of a talent, sir.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I hope we see him. And and thanks for the call, man. I'm glad to hear from you. I love you. I love you, man. I love your calls. I love his insight. I love his questions.
All right, Joe. Is it time now?
Let's talk about it. Let's get there, and we'll get to the calls after Jiren wraps up. And I'm going to get to the rest of your comments on YouTube, and we're going to get to the phone calls in a minute. But first, let's hear about Jiren. Jiren was going to be holding a sign up for our show and a few other things tonight, and the power went out and all kinds of things happened, and Jiren was at the pay-per-view. What you got?
All right. Oh, actually, before I start, are we going to do the DVD thing tonight or tomorrow?
No. Let's do that maybe tomorrow. We're going to be giving away a DVD tomorrow, guys. So you want to listen after Monday Night Raw.
All right. Okay. All right. I started off really excited. I went on a 4-hour drive to Buffalo, New York, because I live all the way in New Rochelle, so it's a 4-hour drive, to go see Battleground, obviously. I got there with my sign. On one side, it said #fact, youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. The other side said, I just mizzed in my pants. All right, so I walked inside the arena, showed the guy my tickets, and he asked to see my sign. So, I obviously had to show him, and it said, I obviously said I just mizzed in my pants, and he scolded me and took it away because of the seat the seat that I was sitting in, that the camera was showing on me. It would have seen the sign for about the whole pay-per-view, and since it was a TVPG show, they had to take it away. My mom went berserk. She goes, "Hey, if you have any idea who you're talking to,
Mr. Pants isn't against PG.
What'd you say?
And Mr. Pants, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah, well, you know what it actually means, but it's
so
play on words.
I don't understand what their problem is with that. That's crazy.
Yeah, but my mom just went off on him, and he just told her to, either be satisfied with it and just go to our seats or leave the arena. So, we obviously went there because why would we drive 4 hours to leave? I wouldn't have left anyway. But so we sat down, got ready for the pre-show. The Dolph Ziggler versus Damian Sandow. I didn't care. I honestly didn't care. Dolph Ziggler won. Whoop de freaking do. Let's see him win a championship for once. Okay. I mean, it was. I went to go get myself some chicken tenders. Those chicken tenders in the freaking First Liberty, whatever.
How was the Buffalo Fingers?
Oh God, they were the best freaking chicken fingers I've ever had in my life.
I saw the Patriots whoop the Buffalo Bills' ass up there one time, and the food was damn good. Nobody won the WWE title. Ice Cube 647. Nobody won the title. The power went out. So, nobody won the title. Jiren had his sign taken. Bullshit.
All right. It really was bullshit. All right, so what was afterwards? The hardcore match ended in an unpositive way because everyone wanted Damian Sandow to cash in. Some guy brought a sign that says Damian Sandow cashing in. The freaking Twitter thing showed up on the Titantron showing what people were saying on Twitter. If Damian Sandow cashed in, I'd be so happy and all that stuff. I wanted to see it myself, and when you saw Bro Del Rio leave the ring with the championship, everyone went berserk. They were like, "No, we want Sandow," but then
just tons of disappointment.
And then on the Titantron, they showed R-Truth talking about a Hell in a Cell or something. He was in the promo.
Yeah, it was weird.
I don't know if you got my message, Joe, but the only black guy in WWE has to be Satan, which is
right. Well,
which is okay.
It would make sense only if he was still a crazy person like he was for that 2 seconds before.
Exactly. And why R-Truth? Why couldn't it be like a big superstar like CM Punk or something? That would make more sense.
Right.
All right, but whatever.
I think they did that with Punk already before too, by the way. He was like a devil at some point.
Yeah, I think they did. What else? What was afterwards? The Divas match sucked, blah, blah, blah. Bray Wyatt versus Kofi Kingston. Everyone freaked out because of the crab walk that he did.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah, Chris likes this.
Man. I loved that. That was awesome. I was freaking out when that happened.
Yeah.
That crab walk was awesome.
Seeing a guy stick his penis up in the air, I mean, Chris just gives him a tickle down below.
No, it was the other way around. He was at perfect level to where if I was standing in front of him, he could have walked right up and gave me a blowjob. It was perfect.
Well, right, but at the same time, it could have been like a crab 69. Richard Nieves says, "I say 10 pay-per-views, and that is it. This is my personal take, of course." I agree. This is a clear indication of, too many pay-per-views. Doug Matthews, I do want to get to these comments. Doug Matthews, should Brock Lesnar get more pay-per-views to do? Well, yeah, I mean, he can. He can have more pay-per-views if he wants. The reason he doesn't get them is because that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to be at every pay-per-view. He only wants to do, here, give me 3 pay-per-views, give me 15 Raw appearances, give me $3 million, and we'll see you later. And that's what he does.
If he wanted to, they would give him the title and let him fucking run with it for as long as he wanted.
Right.
Because his original contract was for 10 years. And
right.
How often does a rookie get a 10-year contract?
Right.
They were ready to push him to the moon. The next big thing wasn't just Paul Heyman's name for him. That was actually their plans for him.
Right.
So literally, the world is his oyster, and he just doesn't give a shit.
Right, exactly. It almost seemed like he used WWE to get to UFC, but whatever, I don't know.
Well, the NFL, actually.
The NFL, yeah. The Dawn 8701, Hulk Hogan could be the host of WrestleMania 30 like they did with The Rock. That's right. And I think they will do something. Hulk Hogan's not in TNA. It's WrestleMania 30. There's no reason, and I want to see him. I do want to see him come down to the ring in WrestleMania 30. Just not long. I don't want to see a match. I don't want to see anything big. I just want to see something real quick. 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and he's done, and that's it. I would love to see that, and if they do that, I'm happy. That's great. The Dawn 8701, Shane McMahon versus Curtis Axel for the IC title. That's weird. I watch it. I'd love to see it, but they're not going to do that. He's not going to have a match, I don't think.
Shane has gray hair. He's not wrestling.
Right. Johnny Shakur. I dig that Vince and Dusty... I dig that. Have Vince and Dusty there for moral support. That's good. He was referring to something else. I don't know what it was, so I'm not going to bring it up. I sound like the sports dingleberry now. Chris Rose, first this pay-per-view's finish has ruined my evening, and now I just found out that Josh Freeman signed with the Vikings. Life is tough, guys. I'll take that. All right. Let me see. Let me find. I need to find some more comments here. I want to get to everybody's comments. If I didn't get your comment and I missed somehow, tweet my Twitter. Tweet me at Joe Cronin Show on Twitter, and I'll see it. I'll make sure to see it. Did New York call tonight? No, I have not heard from New York. New York has probably committed suicide because he saw the end of the pay-per-view. I mean, he sounds strung out when he calls anyway. He's probably glazed over at this point. Where has Caitlyn been? All I know is, or have seen, is her awesome WWE photo shoot. I don't know, to be honest, and I don't care. She's not going to say...
I like Caitlyn.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't like her. I mean, she's better than anyone. She is actually, I will say, she is the only one who could probably wrestle for AJ at this point. Cronin, best for business. Thank you. Rhodes match saved this pay-per-view from being worse than Night of Champions. I don't know about that, but it did save the pay-per-view, for sure. Still shitty pay-per-view, gave it a 6. Okay, I agree. Gave it a 6.5. Also, to answer your question, I'll be your Huckleberry is a line from a 90s movie, Tombstone. It means I'll be your guy. Or I am the man for the job. Even I am the man for the job sounds suspect to me. Yeah, like, I'll be your man for the job.
And I'll be the man for the job.
I'll be your man for the job, baby. Like that, even that that don't sound right. All night long, it doesn't matter. But Huckleberry sounds even worse. So, but thank you for telling us what the reference meant, because I had no idea. We're from Boston and New York. We don't fucking know.
All right, so Joe, can I?
Tombstone's a great movie, by the way. What are you continuing with?
When?
The wrap up that we're all giving?
I was gonna finish the Battleground experience.
Okay, so what else? What was the atmosphere like? Did anybody touch you when the power went out?
No.
That's really all I care about, is did someone touch you when the power went out?
All right, so
and here's the other reason why. I don't want to hear your experience as far as the final match goes, because I'm disappointed that the crowd didn't riot. And as far as I'm concerned, you're all pussies. It was actually
really funny. What actually happened.
I blame you for not inciting a riot.
I should have, right? But before I get to the power outage thing, when the final thing did happen, we were all excited that the Big Show knocked Scott Armstrong out of the ring, because they were like, oh, okay, so the match is going to continue. Then we all saw the thing, and we all flipped out. Everyone was, when they cut to the end of the show, when they went off air, the Big Show just left the ring. Everyone got so mad. They got so angry. Brad Maddox went back inside. Everyone was booing. Everyone was booing. They were like cursing everybody out there. It was like the biggest boo crowd in the history. Imagine how last year when CM Punk cheated for three pay-per-views to win his WWE Championship matches. You know how many people must have been mad after they went off the air? But what happened was everyone was constantly booing. It was like as loud as I don't know what. Justin Roberts comes in the ring and he was like, well, everyone, I hope you've had a great show tonight. You drive home safely, and we'll see you tomorrow on Monday Night Raw. Yeah. Everyone was crying, fuck you, Justin. All right, so
I'm going to kill you, Justin.
Exactly. I'm gonna rape your family. The power outage. We were watching the promo for the WWE.
Was it really dark
match.
too? Was it like really? That's what I was watching too when it went out. Obviously, was it really dark? Like, was it like you can't see anybody, and all of a sudden everyone's cell phones lit up the arena?
Yeah. We were all freaked out, and then like a bunch of people turned on their cell phones, and it was a little visible. People were like taking pictures and stuff like with their flash or whatever, and we were all freaked out. No one touched me, but I heard someone go, "Where's my son?" So that wasn't good.
Where's my son?
Give me back my son!
Oh man,
so that wasn't good.
If you were in the crowd, you should have ran in the ring. So when the power came back on, you were in the ring.
Jiren, tell them what you told me, that someone yelled when the lights went out.
Oh, when the lights went out, someone was like, terrorists, everyone down.
Oh.
It's terrible.
Oh, God. That was crazy. But then the lights turned back on, and, everyone had a delayed reaction.
Yeah.
I was the only one that was happy, and it was just yay! Out of nowhere. So then, finally, they didn't even have finish the freaking promo. They just, went on with the match. And then,
they were trying to reboot the computers and upload the feed, and I hope we get back on.
I can imagine Vince backstage just what the fuck? What the fuck?
You know what? You could have had the power go out, and that could have been it. They ran out of time for the pay-per-view spot, and that could have been it. It would have been the same thing.
That's what everyone was afraid of, and a couple people started leaving, but they told them not to leave. Everything was going to be fine.
Right.
Blah blah blah. But I was like, are you serious? I paid, my grandmother paid this much money for me to sit down to this bullshit.
Right.
Halloween Havoc all over again, almost.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Or the Savio Vega strap match with Stone Cold.
Beware of Dog.
Yeah. Joe Lannimer, a lot of last-minute pay-per-view matches. That's sort of true, but that wasn't the problem. There was many other problems before that. Justin Bragner. Also killing the storylines when you get a 3-week break between pay-per-views. Everything is just rushed and sloppy as hell. I agree. But the thing is, you can tell the stories in 3 weeks. WWE just doesn't do it right or can't do it or something. Patrick Glenn...
And Hell in a Cell is going to be on October 27th as well. That gives them 21 days, 3 weeks for nothing.
Right. All right, Brian Finnegan, what is going on with the WWE, bro? That was like a Vince Russo finish.
Yes, it was.
It really was. Is he back? We don't know.
Except that Big Show is face, so that's the only difference. It would have been a heel doing all that if it was a Vince Russo move.
Yeah, and I don't think I mean, what are they doing? Because if anything, people hate the Big Show now because he's just annoying.
I know.
Oh, I'm gonna find Triple H. Ah. And then he
Plus,
fucking...
the shitty thing is he came out and he did the bad thing by knocking out the ref when Daniel Bryan was going to win, but then he did the good thing by knocking out the evil ref who was going to count it for Randy Orton, and then he should have just walked away and been like, you guys fucking deal with it.
Right.
Maybe they would have had to bring out another ref, restart the match, who knows. But instead, he goes in and knocks out Randy Orton, knocks out Daniel Bryan, and then fucking does a little dance in the ring. It's like, fuck you, why is this about you all of a sudden?
Right, what was... Someone should have punched Big Show. Champ 29-19.
The crowd that was booing, the crowd was booing him, and he was like, "Yeah, I did this for you guys. You guys are happy, right?" And they're like, "No,
no,
we're not."
Yeah, go away. There's the Big Slow. Big Micah 92. What a load of crap that ending was. Big Show knocked out both out. He should have just put Bryan on top of Orton. I think that's kind of what you were just saying. Matthew Bradley probably hangs around with RVD a lot. Benjamin Blanchett, and that's in response to Benjamin's comment. R-Truth be like, the weed has set me free. Not yet. Not yet. You got to get caught one more time, and then you get set free. If
the weed.
The truth is I smoke weed.
That'd be a great... Can you imagine the Attitude Era? Like, that'd be a T-shirt.
What world do we live in where R-Truth is suspended for smoking weed on the same channel as like an RVD? Who's not suspended and has not smoked weed, apparently.
Oh, my God. Are you drinking Jack and Coke tonight? You are very close, my friend. I'm drinking vodka and Coke. I wish I had Jack.
Stefan Jones says, Justin Roberts just tweeted, thanks for the hospitality.
Wait, what?
Justin Roberts apparently just tweeted, thanks for the hospitality.
What, to your Buffalo friends?
Yeah, my Buffalo friends.
Yeah, thanks for not coming in the ring and killing me. I didn't write the storyline. That's what he really is saying there. Thanks for not murdering me in the ring. Thanks for not someone sniping me in the head. We all know how easy it is to sneak knives into the arena in Buffalo. That was a reference to nothing. I just made that up. There was never any kind of knifing incident there. That I know about. Goldust actually signed a contract with WWE. Yes, he has. And I don't know.
That's awesome.
I don't know how long it's for. For its 2 appearances, 3 appearances, 10 appearances, 100 appearances. I don't know. If anything, it would be something like William Regal, where he's kind of a mentor, but he also shows up to tiny house shows, to wrestle with people.
Yeah, I want to see Goldust full fucking time. And
Me
I know
too.
he'd do it because he's always been tweeting about it. People used to ask him, Goldust, when are you coming back? And he'd block them off Twitter. And the reason he did that is because he actually wanted to come back, and he was sick of people acting like he's just sitting around smelling his own farts, when what he wants to do is get in the ring, and they could never find anything for him. So this is his big chance. The crowd's hot on him. Fucking give him his last run. I don't care what he does. Give him a legitimate run, though, Right.
I agree. And he looked great tonight. And it was...
Yeah, he still got it, man. He really does.
He's not, like, slumbering around. Hey, the Godfather's back. Maybe the Godfather and Goldust can have a intercontinental title match for the old 1999 sake.
Or Goldust back with Booker fucking T.
Oh, that'd be good.
Goldust was awesome.
Let's see. What else we got? Was this pay-per-view better than Night of Champions? Rafael Plites says that.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, this was easy. You could almost done nothing. Even without the Rhodes stuff, this was better than Night of Champions, but not by much. But the Rhodes stuff put it over the top. So yes, it was better than Night of Champions. But it wasn't a very good pay-per-view. If Night of Champions hadn't happened, this might have gotten a lower rating from us. I think it got a higher one because it's so bad. Stephen Jones. I think is that Stephen, our buddy Stephen? We haven't heard from him in forever. The Divas division is just for horny teenage boys nowadays. That's right. Where were the slow-mo cams of, like Brie Bella, like when she fell over backwards and her pants came off a little bit? Where was the slow-motion replay of Bray Wyatt when he went into the crab for the ladies?
Actually, can we talk about the slow-mo replays? Because Jiren probably didn't see them. But
yeah, you're right.
Tonight, you know how they normally do the slow-mo where they show half the move in slow motion and then speed it up to regular speed for the impact moment? Tonight, for some reason, they just played every move in full, painfully slow motion.
It was
really?
All the way to the end where you see like the guy like ripple in from hitting the mat and shit like that. It was just really strange, and they did it for every single replay almost.
Yeah.
Well, that's good then, because like I don't want to see like slow motion for 2 seconds with that unimportant parts, and then just have like the impact that we just saw. I would like to see like them hit like in slow motion.
You know what though? Originally, I would have agreed with you until I saw it tonight. And then I realized, okay, you know what? It is cool seeing the impact, and maybe it would be good for a couple of moves, like Big Show's knockout punch and a couple of kicks maybe. But when you see it for every move, you're actually like, all right, get to the end. Come on, get rid of the split screen and bring my screen back so I can see the rest of the fucking match,
Yeah, it was too much. I do like the slow-mo replay, but it was it was another thing that stuck out tonight. It was like they were trying something different. It was just like the matches. It was like, we're going to do different moves in all these matches, which was a good thing. But they're also like, let's do different things with the replay. Well, how about instead of doing different things with the replay, you do wider shots during the action instead of close-ups on people's asses, and you can't see the move. How about that? All right. When you going to do comments? I'm doing them right now. I'm just doing them throughout the show. Take it easy. There's so many damn comments to get to. I got Twitter's blowing up and tweeting.
We ain't the fucking sports Korea.
Right. If you want every comment to be read while someone picks their nose, go talk to the fucking sports coma. That's what I'm calling them. Sports coma. Billy F12 says, what happened with this guy? Well, I'm Italian. All right, so let's see what else we got here. Let's roll through these comments and see. R-Truth, he did fail. Yeah, we talked about that. Wellness policy. Yeah, there's a wellness policy. If you didn't know about it, it's regarding drugs, mental state, and whatever the WWE deems in the wellness policy. Shooting heroin, whatever you want to say. 3 strikes and you're out. You're fired. That's it. No, but they brought people...
you get 3 strikes, and then after that, if you get a 4th strike, you get fired.
Oh, really? Okay, well, and then you...
Because Randy Orton has 3.
And then you can get brought back, so whatever.
Yeah.
Such a shit ending, L. Whitehead. It was a shit ending, I agree. Terrible ending to Orton Bryan. Nick Moret said that. Blake Rodriguez. God, I love Chris. Chris, you got a following, man. There's a lot of people who, when you're not here, when you weren't here for Raw last week, people were fucking... like,
oh yeah,
ready to riot. They were like attacking Jiren,
really?
And then Jiren. First of all, everybody was like, "What's up with Jiren? What happened to Chris?" And they were pissed. And then Jiren started talking, and one guy mentioned something that he loved about Jiren, but then he realized it was something that you actually said last week. It's just like people are really mad, like that you weren't here.
Jiren, you should have taken credit.
Yeah, right. I should.
Well, he did say something funny last week, so I thought he was actually talking about Jiren because he did.
You gotta feel lucky though that people love you, Chris, because I come on the show and like no one gives a damn about me. Everyone knows comments on stuff that I do. Probably because I'm new and like people don't give a shit. But
who knows?
Who's this guy? He's new.
You're our JBL, so feel good about that.
Yeah, except in my opinion, I don't suck, and I'm not repetitive.
No, you don't suck. I disagree with anyone who says Jiren sucks. If you think Jiren sucks, I'm leaving the fucking show. How about that? And you don't get any more magic, Chris Tosevich.
Matter of fact, if we don't get 5 comments that say Jiren is awesome, this show is getting shut down tonight.
Whoa! Let's not go that far.
Crazy.
I like the show, Jiren. I don't want to go away.
Matthew Bradley said also Sky Sports stream went down. Well, it wasn't just Sky Sports; it was the WWE feed went down because the power went out. So just letting you know that, guys. Matthew Bradley, Patrick Glenn, Chris Rose, Blake Rodriguez, everybody, thanks for being here with me tonight. We're still here for a few more minutes here as we wrap up. YouTube.com/Joe Cronin Show. You want to go there to subscribe. Here's the link right here. Here's the picture of it. There's Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Joe Cronin Show. And you want to subscribe, click the subscribe button. At some point, go to YouTube.com/Joe Cronin Show and subscribe to me there. And put that thumb up. Click the like button and put the thumb up my ass, up my rectum, up my sphincter. Make me bleed. Make my man G-spot explode. That's what I want you to do. Don't do the thumbs down. That's no fun. Nobody gets off that way. You want to get me off. You want to do thumbs up, baby, because it goes right up the rear. Chris, hey, Rose, Stefan, what's up, bro? They have this whole bad for business angle, yet everything seems to be bad for business. It's true. It's like, what is this? Justin Dillis Jams, favorite match of the night, Goldust Rhodes. I think everybody will agree that Goldust Rhodes was the best match of the night. I actually
when it was happening, I said this is gonna steal. No, I said this has stolen show so far, and by the end of the pay-per-view, nope, it still stole the show. No one took it away.
I thought it was gonna steal the show from the beginning. It was the thing I was the most interested in seeing tonight, and sure enough, they did it right. I wasn't, or the finish. I think the biggest two things I was interested in seeing tonight was the Rhodes Shield match and the finish to Bryan and Randy Orton. And, and the finish to Bryan and Randy Orton was absolute crap.
I'll even say that their Night of Champions match was better as a match, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. And are we ever going to see Rey Mysterio? I mean, like, the dude, they just won't put him out there. It's just not his time, you know what I mean? Maybe he'll come out with El Matadores. And can we talk about why did their music change? What happened to the pimp, ole, ole? I actually, even though it was stupid and cheesy, I was actually kind of getting into that. Like, boom,
yeah, I was digging it too.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I'm ready now. And then they came out to like, blah, 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 blah. What the fuck happened? All right, let's get to some of the newer.
I want to see Rey Mysterio come back and just take over as the Bull, and no one would even fucking notice because he's only like 3 inches taller.
Oh man, L. Whitehead, the Patriots are not 4-0 anymore. They lost to a terrible Cincinnati team today. The Cincinnati is garbage, and the Patriots lost. Unbelievable. All right, let's get to some of the newer comments that you guys have made in the last 20 minutes. Let's see here. What the hell was that shit with Wyatt did? He looked like the Exorcist. I think that was the point.
Awesome.
I think that was the point. It looked pretty. It was creepy. I like.
Hey, how funny would it have been if when the power went out, for those in live attendance, they just see Bray Wyatt come out with his lamp, like, this is the best I can
do, or just like, yeah, he's looking at a spider crawling across the floor. Stone Cold WrestleMania 30 says Doug Matthews. I don't think so. And New York did not call tonight. We don't know where New York is. That's my last time I'll answer anything about New York. Doug Matthews at Joe Cronin Show. Should Brock Lesnar get more pay-per-views? We talked about that. He doesn't want him. He just wants to get paid to do a couple and go home. I got someone else mentioning that to me on Twitter. William Carlson. Would you give the Rhodes Family versus the Shield 5 stars? Because, I mean, it was great match. Had a great storyline behind it. Great crowd pop. Great everything. Yes, I would give it a 5. I'd give it a 10. I'd give it above. Whatever the star limit was, I'd give it another one after that. It was that good. It really was. The Rock Bottom says, I really hope WWE doesn't make Del Rio have a long title run. You know what? I don't think it matters. The world title is meaningless to me. I don't care about it. So I don't care if he has the title. It doesn't matter. You know, who's going to win it? I mean, I like RVD. I like his matches. I think the title is just unnecessary. Get rid of the title. Stupid. We talked about that before. Blake Rodriguez. It's obvious the match of the night goes to Rhodes and the Shields. Clearly. There's no doubt about that. Doug Matthews, Joe Cronin. Would you pay to see Cena beat Taker's streak? I mean, I would pay to see Cena versus Taker. I mean, regardless of what the outcome is, I wouldn't pay based on an outcome. I would pay to see Cena versus Undertaker. Well, put it this way. I actually wouldn't pay to see Cena versus Undertaker. Unless there was...
Why not?
Well...
Hey, who are you kidding? It's going to be at WrestleMania.
Well, at WrestleMania,
so you're going to end up ordering it anyway.
Right, I'm going to order WrestleMania, so that regardless, even if that didn't happen, I'd order WrestleMania. So then if that happens at WrestleMania, of course, I'm going to see it, I'm going to pay for it. I don't think Cena will beat Undertaker, but I'll pay to see it happen, whoever wins. Joe, I was gone for a while. Benjamin, did you read my comments? I don't know, man. I read a bunch of your comments. So rewatch this video. I'm going to upload it on youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show later. And if you can click the like button, put the thumb up my ass. Yeah, Stephen Jones wrote about Justin Roberts tweeting about the hospitality also. It's because he didn't get killed by the crowd. He thought the crowd was going to kill him for that ending, probably. Doug Matthews, why CM Punk have a Pepsi tattoo? Does he support Pepsi? Yay. He's had that for a long time, and he doesn't... It's not about advertising.
I know the story.
But if you want to tell the story, go ahead.
He said he was straight edge in even all throughout high school and everything. And then when he got out of high school, all of his friends, when they were turning drinking age, starting like tattoos related to beer and alcohol and like booze bottles and stuff. So he was like, well, fuck it. I drink Pepsi. I'll get a fucking Pepsi tattoo.
Right. And there you go. There's your story. There's the meaning behind it. I hope you're happy. And then Stephen Jones wrote something else. Doug Matthews, blah, blah, blah. Raphael Patinas. Did you saw Finley coming out when the Rhodes won their match? I didn't know he was still in the WWE. Oh, yeah.
He's still there.
Yeah. Finley, he works in the back. He works. He trains with the wrestlers and stuff. And then he does some other things. But yeah, he's still in the WWE. He doesn't really wrestle anymore. But
and was that Arn Anderson too?
Arn Anderson was there. Yeah, for sure. I saw him.
That was awesome.
That was cool. It was cool. That was an extra special thing when they came out at the end. That was cool. Let me see. The kid in the background is enjoying that game. Yes, he is. My son, he's still sitting here. It's like 12 at night, and he took a nap earlier, so like he's not going to bed. So he's like, you got to sign on my name, buddy. Hold on a second. Let me do it. See, now I gotta coach him. So what he's doing is he's playing Ninja Turtles, the new Ninja Turtles game that came out on the Xbox, and then he's playing Forza Motorsport, and he also likes to play NHL 14, and WWE 13. So he likes to play WWE 13. I don't know what to say. By the way, WWE 14 is great. I recommend it. Go out and get it. You want to play me on Xbox? I'll give my gamer tag out right now. Halo Spectrum. Halo Spectrum. There's going to be a point in time when I can't give that name out. But right now, I'm getting away with it. Go sit down. There you go. All right. So anyway, we gave our ratings for the pay-per-view, WWE Battlegrounds. We gave our opinions. Anything else that happened, Jared, while you were there?
No, nothing I could think of.
All right, let's get to some more comments here. Let's see. Here we go. 23 in the game. So what do you think they're going to do with Goldust now that he's back on the roster? I think they're going to have him be in some matches, possibly on Raw. I mean, I think you'll see a lot of them in the local shows, SummerSlam. I think you will see him on Raw. Why not? I don't know why you wouldn't. I think Chris believes that. I think you may even see him at pay-per-views based on the reaction that happened tonight. You know, they would be smart to ride him as far as he can take them in the role that he's going to be able to play, right?
Right now, everyone's so disgruntled and jaded about so many different fucking things in the WWE. If they have anyone who's over, they have to take advantage of it.
Yes, I agree. And Cena's not here and all that stuff. So.
And Sheamus is gone too.
Right, exactly. So there you go. Take that, you sports whore.
Wait, actually, now that I think about it, there was one more thing that happened tonight.
Okay.
It's not really anything that
for you that just tuned in, Jiren was at the pay-per-view tonight. So, what happened?
It's nothing really like that had to do with the WWE story. I saw a drunk guy get tasered on the way.
Nice. That's awesome.
You should have started with that.
You should have. Right, I would have started right away with that. When did he
get? It was while I was leaving. Like everyone was leaving, and he was like wobbling around. He was alone. He was just like drunk off his ass. He was like, "Ugh, this WrestleMania sucked." And he was like walking.
How did he manage to get tasered? Like, were they like, "Sir, sit down," or what?
The security was like, "Okay, how are you planning to get home, sir? You need to take a cab." He was like, "No, I'm driving," and the security guards were like. He was like, they were like, we can't authorize you to do that, sir. And he was like, get the fuck out of my way, and pushed him. He was like, so he was trying to get onto the ground. Like the guy was like struggling with him. So eventually, they just tased him.
It would have been a lot funnier if they were
awesome.
like, sir, plan on getting home today, and he was like, I'm gonna fucking drive, and they're like, no, you ain't.
Not today.
There's a great Cops episode where like some Asian guy who doesn't even speak English gets tasered. It's epic. It's awesome. It's awesome, dude. Anyway, so
what do you mean I'm not going to drive? Russian people are like black people, except wrong color by accident.
Joe Lennemeyer says, yeah, push towards the tag team title until Goldust checks out probably at WrestleMania 30.
What happened to the Usos being the number one contender for the championships?
I
They
don't
wear
know.
too much pink.
They were. I don't know about that, but they're good. I see the Usos as like the Kofi Kingston of tag team right now. Like they're like, woo, we're fucking on. Woo. They don't need the titles. They're just exciting and yay.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if instead of the Shield's black wearing attire like their bulletproof vests and stuff, they had the same thing, but it was all in pink.
Pink Riot.
Yeah. Okay, so here's a good question. I like this from Doug Matthews at Joe Cronin Show on Twitter, or rather on YouTube at Joe Cronin. Should CM Punk revert to the GTS from the GTS to a submission finisher? I would like to see that because I have never really liked to go to sleep that much. I don't really love it. I don't really care that much. Sometimes it looks really bad.
Well, he ends like every fourth match with the Anaconda device.
Yeah, and you're right. And I think there's where I was going to get to, in which case he actually does a pretty good job of mixing it up so that it's exciting when you see the GTS, but it's also can be exciting when he puts a submission hold on somebody. So I don't mind it. I don't think you should switch and go the other way, 70-30. Because right now I think it's 70-30 GTS to, Anaconda device. So it doesn't bother me. I think it's the perfect mix right now, to be honest. So it doesn't bother me. Patrick Lynn, did you see my comment about me at my best friend's wedding last night? No, I didn't, Patrick. I missed it, and it's lost probably in the shuffle. If you want to type it again.
I bet it was very funny.
Right, I'd love to hear it. Type it again or call me and tell me about it. 339-226-6610.
You almost give out your real number.
I almost did. It was my cell phone, everybody. Send me your dick pics. WWF, ECW, WCW fan 2013. Triple H versus Big Show at Hell in the Cell. I think we've been talking about this for a while. Who knows what will happen? 315. Maybe this is Pat. What's up?
Hey, what's up?
How are you doing?
Pretty good. Not a really good show tonight.
No. Are you talking about the pay-per-view or this show?
The pay-per-view.
Guess it could be both. But
you're rolling through a good show tonight.
All right, yeah, we're doing all right. My kid's playing behind me.
Your show is better than the pay-per-view. Let's put it that way.
Right, and I'm not even doing anything special tonight. I'm not even getting naked or anything. Did you stream it or you didn't pay for it? Did you?
Oh, I streamed it. I wouldn't pay for that.
Thank God. Yeah, who would after Night of Champions?
If you ordered the pay-per-view and paid for it, put that in the comments. We'd like to see it.
Yeah, if anybody paid for this, don't be embarrassed. I want to know. Let me know if you're an idiot. I mean, if you watched it, if you ordered it. If you're rich, you can order it, I guess, but that's about it.
Don't be embarrassed. We're just going to make fun of you.
Right.
Fucking Jiren paid more than anyone, actually.
I really did. My grandmother paid like $200 each for the
think about that. Do you think about that? If you ordered it for $45 or $50, you could have actually been there, and it would have been worse.
You could have ordered it on every TV in your house and still not had fucking paid as much as Jiren did.
I paid $80 to go to WrestleMania.
Oh, for that kind of money, I could have bought some pot and went and got high and streamed it for free.
That's what R-Truth did tonight.
Oh my God!
But I was actually thinking, what do you think about the Rhodes brothers actually going for the titles, for the tag team titles?
Oh, I think they got. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they will do it.
They just beat them. I mean, so why couldn't they?
I would love to see it. I think they have to do it. I don't know if they're going to do it. I think they should do it. I think it's, the thing that I'd be worried about is I don't know if they want the Shield to lose the belts. They already compromised them tonight by making them lose, but it was a special occasion, so it was okay. So I don't think that I'm not entirely sure that will happen. But I think they should do it.
Picture this. Imagine if they give the tag titles to brothers, and then by some weird circumstance, you see fucking Dusty Rhodes win the U.S. title off of Dean Ambrose as well. Have the American Dream with the American title.
That would be a dream. Oh, my God. Stefan said, I'm from Cincinnati. I was surprised. He's talking about the Patriots game today. Yeah, it was surprising. I will tell you that every game the Patriots play on Sunday, they're the worst games I've ever seen in football. I don't know what's going on, but every week I'm like, that was one of the worst football games I've ever seen. And today was really no different. And it's not just the Patriots, it's whoever they're playing. It's both teams just playing the worst football you've ever seen. I don't know what the hell is happening, but whatever.
Hey, you know what? I had a good pregame show. I got to watch my team Dallas take on.
Oh my God,
Denver.
Listen. I picked who's the guy? Who's the good? Oh man, who is he on Dallas? The good receiver.
Dez Bryant.
Dez Bryant. I had Dez Bryant, Peyton Manning, Wes Welker in my fantasy, my daily league in fantasy on FanDuel.com today. And it was crazy the amount of points they racked up. But then
the sad thing is you probably should have picked Romo over Peyton Manning.
Maybe
did a lot better.
You're right.
Did a lot better.
Denver won 51-48. It was nuts. I saw the whole game. It was just somebody get a defense. You know what I mean? It was like, even the Patriots defense would have been great.
I'd call that the game of the year right now.
Oh yeah, for entertainment purposes, not for the defenses, but for everybody else, yeah, it was great. Anyway, anything else you want? Yes.
Patrick Lynn put his best man story.
Oh, okay. All right, let me go look at this. Is it a? I
can read it.
Yeah, you read it because I don't see it yet.
At my best friend's wedding reception last night, the best man, which was me, was allowed to come into his own music like the bride and groom did afterwards. So I picked CM Punk's theme.
That's cool.
And instead of saying it's clobbering time, I said it's drinking time. The whole reception went nuts.
Oh, that's funny. That's awesome. If you're watching this video now via mobile device, tablet, on your computer, click the like button. Put the thumb up my ass. 9 people disliking. Wow, look out. We must be getting into that time of night where people think this is the pay-per-view, and they're like, this ain't the fucking pay-per-view. Dislike.
Yeah, right.
Right. So that's what it is. That's all it is. I'm not worried about it. Yes, Halo Spectrum is my gamer tag on Xbox Live. I just gave it out. Go kill me. I want to read someone's comment here. Let's see. Time for new commentary on WWE. I am beyond sick of them, especially Cole and JBL. Do they even care anymore? Especially Cole and JBL. Does the King care anymore?
Yeah, the King cares the least.
Right. Well, if you want, start a petition. You can get me hired, and we'll go. I'll be on Raw. We'll do it. I'll take Cole's place.
All 3 of us can go on. We'll take over for the whole team.
We can all go on. Oh, man, look out. Look out, Alberto Del Rio off the top rope. Oh, double X handle down goes. All right, I don't know what I'm saying. Let's see. Wait.
That family has a family.
The Dawn 8701. I'm sorry to say, but I miss Cena. It really is proving the case that there is a hole missing without Cena. It's almost like
you know what? I hate to admit it too, but you're right.
And I hate him.
Now it's coming to bite you all in the ass. I told you I was the biggest fucking John Cena fan in the universe.
I don't think it's because Cena's as much as the WWE is purposely throwing away what's going on, because they're trying. It's almost like they're sabotaging everything so that they can maintain Cena when he comes back. You know, because it's not that they couldn't write something better than this.
The other problem is they've been writing with Cena in mind as their go-to for every main event for so long that without him, it seems like they're like, fuck, how do we write it for other people again? I fucking forget.
Is this? Yeah, what do we do here? It's the same. This era right now, by the way, except for it has a few popular moments, reminds me of when Shawn Michaels was the boyhood dream champion. When it was like
WrestleMania 12.
Right, just after that, though. Everything in between 12 and WrestleMania 13. It reminds me of that time where Shawn Michaels is really good, and I love him. Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler of all time, forever. And even then, it was like, what's going on? This is stale. You know? That's what was going on back there, and that's what it felt like tonight. Anybody else, even though WWF, ECW, WCW Fan 2013 says Brothers of Destruction versus Wyatt at Survivor Series, and the rumors and the explanations are pretty confident that Undertaker and Kane versus Wyatt's at Survivor Series, which is awesome because I'm going to go see it.
I don't know about that. I think Kane's going to come back brainwashed by the Wyatts. I think he might come back as the Wyatt.
I think they're going to have that match, and then have the King turn on the Undertaker. Well, actually, no, because they already did that before at Hell in a Cell or something.
Well, I already told you that the Undertaker wouldn't come back until WrestleMania, but they've done all these tweets with Undertaker, with his hand, his leg, his face, or his head, or whatever, and then saying that he's coming or something along the lines of basically something's happening. And the Undertaker debuted at Survivor Series. So,
did you see that we did of it was like a piece of paper all cut up or something, and it was like red, black, and white?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's part of what I'm getting.
But what, I mean, did anyone figure out like what the, I mean, we know it has something to do with Kane and Taker, but does anyone have like the relevance behind why it was a cut up piece of paper or anything?
No, I don't know. But what is this? Jacker85 or Jacker885 on YouTube says, "Please answer: Undertaker versus The Rock." We've seen it before.
No.
No, I'm not feeling that. I mean,
It'd be too old school.
It would be cool, and it is old school. But as a person who loved The Rock and Undertaker in those times, and everybody else, I don't think that's blowing my doors out. I don't care to see that actually. Rock versus Cena, we definitely don't want to see again. Rock versus Austin, I don't want to see again.
I think the person that faced Undertaker at WrestleMania should be someone that Undertaker's never faced before.
Like you said, Cena.
Yeah.
No, not Daniel Bryan, but let's see. Where does Sheamus go? Well, he got injured. Sheamus is
Thank
injured.
God. I hate Sheamus.
Thank God he's not here, right? That would just make things worse. Benjamin Blanchett, I think R-Truth will smoke a blunt out of Hornswoggle's ass. Maybe Hornswoggle's girlfriend is the Mexican Bull.
Right?
You know what?
God, that'd be great.
The Dawn 8701. What's up?
I actually posted a comment on there. Only if Snoop Dogg's on there. He's got to be in on it.
Actually, Snoop Dogg could potentially maybe eventually show up because he has really close ties with Brodus Clay still, because Brodus used to be his bodyguard.
Yeah. That'd be cool. That'd be awesome to see Snoop Dogg roll up in there.
Oh, yeah. He's been on before, so he would do it. I do want to say, someone said something about Cody. I lost it in the comments, Goldust turning heel or going after Cody Rhodes or something. No, I don't know about that, but we will go back to the fact that people have been screaming for Cody Rhodes versus Goldust for like 2 years at WrestleMania. So
I don't see that ever happening. They're too close right now.
Right, not now. But while they're close, they could do another few. You know what I mean? We got a little while. We got November, December, January, February. We got 5 months. We can have them doing whatever, and then they can wrestle each other. You know, they can.
We could even have. You know what? We could even have Triple H have them face each other and say the winner gets a contract because we can't keep you both employed. So we can even keep them close together. They wouldn't even have to split up and still have a great match.
Yeah, but if that happened, you'd know who'd win. You know.
Well, you know who's going to win anyway. Does anyone think Goldust would ever win that match? Because I don't.
No, I knew they would win tonight.
Yeah, you're right, and it would be predictable and everything, but it is something people have wanted to see at WrestleMania, so why not? And it is weird to say and whatever, and it's too early to be talking about it, to be really honest, but I would like to see it. And you never know, like you said, Triple H could come out and say, you know what, I want to see Cody Rhodes come out to this ring, and Goldust come out to this ring. You know what I mean? And then they could just... that was... I'm sorry.
You know what? I got to ask you a question. And I don't think anybody's actually asked you this question tonight.
Okay.
The whole Greg Maddox thing.
Okay.
Greg Maddox completely screwed up tonight. What do you think is going to happen tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is like room for Maddox to be like fired or something. Or suspended or something by Triple H or whatever. But clearly they made it so that Triple H and Stephanie as heels and or whatever, the power couple or whatever they're calling them, don't look bad. Like they weren't here. They set the whole thing up. As soon as they said that, I was like, oh, screwy finish. Here we go. Something crazy is happening. Not that we didn't think that was going to happen anyway. But
well, it was kind of cool with a little promo they had Guerrero and Maddox talking to each other, and it seemed like they hated each other between Monday and SmackDown.
Right.
And then now it's looking like Madison is going to get fired.
Yeah.
They kind of built up a rivalry, and at the same time, they built up the fact that Maddox might get fired at the same time.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. Tomorrow's going to be a cluster on Raw. I mean, what are they going to do tomorrow night? It's going to be a cluster. I think there'll be a lot to talk about. I don't know how good the Raw will be, but I'm sure we're going to have a million talking points tomorrow. So tomorrow live after Raw, we'll be here doing this again. And we dropped out again because of Skype, but sorry about that. Let's get to this. A real out of touch question: do they put out PS2 version? Hey, good night, buddy. My kid just went to sleep, so I said good night to him. He's no longer behind me anymore. No more video games. Of WrestleMania 14 PS2. Who the hell plays?
Can I answer this? Can I answer this one?
He's got to be trolling me, right? There's no PS2 releases.
Actually, can I answer this one? He has.
Right.
Do they? I have a PlayStation 2, and I have SmackDown vs. Raw 2005 through 2011 on the PlayStation 2.
What?
They stopped at WWE 12.
That's unbelievable.
So, yeah, they had for PlayStation 2 from 2005, which was the first SmackDown vs. Raw, to 2011, which is where like they started building up with the whole Xbox and PS3 franchise, because PlayStation 2, was obviously, not a thing of the past now. But for the people who still had PlayStation 2, they gave that to them. So they will not have 2K14 for PlayStation 2, because, I don't see why they didn't have it for WWE 12 or WWE 13. So, yeah. That's
amazing. That's crazy. But whatever, that's cool, I guess. That's good for us gamers. Let me get some more questions here, and then I think we're gonna get ready to sign off. Heyman is turning into a Gaylord Nelson, probably more whatever than Garen Young. It's drinking time. Patrick Lane, instead of saying it's clobbering time, I said it's drinking time. That's cool. I finally saw the comment, Tazovich, the one you read 10 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago. Big Show versus Daniel versus Randy. Sounds like a possibility. I will not want to watch that. I won't even want to watch that, even if it's free. Julius Wright, if the WWE won't change the rating back to TV 14, what about upgrading the PG rating to a PG DLV? What's a PG DLV? I don't even know about that rating.
L and V is language and violence. I don't know what D is.
Discretion maybe. I don't know. But
Dicks.
No.
It's dicks.
Oh, dicks. Okay, so then we can. That's not bad. I'll take that compromise. Like, you can't swear, you can't do all these other things that they used to do, but you can see dicks.
Yeah,
I'm up with that. I'm down with that. Ghost Me, is Jeff Hardy
dicks,
coming
lesbians,
back?
and vaginas. That's what it is.
Ghost Me wrote, is Jeff Hardy coming back? I think I think you'll see it. You will see Jeff Hardy back in the WWE, I would hope, for another small run at some point. The door's open now for that. I don't think you'll ever see him maybe carry the WWE title like he did before, or like he should have, really, if he didn't screw it up for himself. The only one that screwed anything up for Jeff Hardy was Jeff Hardy himself. And that's unfortunate because he was really hot at that time. And part of it that pissed me off, of course, was that storyline where it wasn't Christian, it was his brother. And that killed that. That was WWE's fault. And maybe the internet's fault as well. Let's see what else. Chris Rose. If I knew how tonight's pay-per-view was going to end, I'd rather want to see Joe versus the teddy bear. I'd pay to see that live. We're working on that. I'm actually going to work on having a match with the teddy bear one of these nights. I might even sell it on pay-per-view. I might even have a Ustream pay-per-view between me and the bear. Wonder if it sells.
You might make some money, because if people are paying for these WWE pay-per-views, then...
Right.
Hey, have Jiren buy a ticket and come see you.
Karan Sharma.
Oh,
what's up,
yeah,
bro?
right?
Right. I like it. The Dawn
Joe
8701.
Cronin's Barrel Grounds.
What if Cena comes back as heel? Cena come back as heel. I don't think that will happen. We have enough trouble thinking that John Cena will turn heel, let alone come back fully heel. That doesn't make any sense. It won't happen. He's wearing It just won't happen. If Cena's going to go heel at some point, which we've been talking about forever, which we may never see, if he was going to do it, he's going to do it in a shocking way. And WWE will I would hope, a good job with it. But let's just stop thinking about it because it just doesn't make sense at this point. Let's see. Just sat with you on the air tonight, 3:15. It was awesome. Hey, thanks Joe for calling us. Another Joe. I'm Joe. I'm your Joe. I'm really Dan, by the way. My first name's Dan, but let's not get confusing. Joe Cronin. That's it.
You giving out your gamer tag? You giving out your number, your name? What the hell's going on?
And here's
tonight?
my social security number now. First person to steal my identity wins. Benjamin Blanchett, he said on the last match that this isn't the last time you'll see me. Jeff Hardy is a druggie. It will never happen. No. Jeff Hardy will be back. I'm telling you. You will see Jeff Hardy in the WWE again at some point. How long, whatever happens, I don't know. Probably not going to get a big run because they don't trust him. They just don't trust him enough. I mean, would you give the Jeff Hardy the title? You know what I mean? When his house is being raided for drugs all the time and stuff, no. You wouldn't do it. They don't like to take chances with people. And they've got all these new stars. CM Punk and Jeff Hardy was a great rivalry when they did it. I would still like to see that, but I think the new rivalry that people want to see more than that is Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk at WrestleMania. That's what we want to see. Don't mess it up before that, though, WWE. Don't rush into CM Punk, Daniel Bryan. I'm a little concerned about that. I don't want them to rush into it because they need something. I want to see CM Punk and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. I mean, is that you guys feel the same way about that?
Absolutely.
They actually had a rivalry though a while back.
Yeah, they did, but it wasn't. It wasn't on the scale that it could be now because Daniel Bryan's been built up to be a different person now than he was then. So
the crowd alone would be so much different this time around.
Right.
They would blow the roof off.
Right. Let me see. Somebody just read something I wanted to read. Raw tomorrow best be good, Benjamin Blanchett. That's not what I wanted to read, though. John Cream, do you watch any independent wrestling shows? Yes, I do. I watch whatever I can find on YouTube. I watch places that I used to wrestle at, because I wrestled at small indie places here or there. So I watch them to see who's still there and what's going on and how they, whatever. And people send me things all the time. So, I don't know. Yeah, I do. How much do WWE superstars make for money? Yo Mama 6488 wrote that question. I don't know, a lot more than me and you. Some of them make millions. Some of them make 100,000. Some of them make 80,000. Some of them make 500,000.
There's a list circulating the dirt sheets, and it might not be entirely accurate, but it does give you a good idea of how they you can look at it like a template, where the numbers aren't all exact, but it's the range is correct, where you'll see people, like Joe said, making 100,000 if they're not on the card that often, and in the millions if you're like John Cena. On top of that, though, you get bonus money if you're on a pay-per-view. In your contract, you get to decide how much of the merchandise money you get, and sometimes you actually get other bonuses for other different things as well.
You get to negotiate. You don't get to necessarily decide all the time. But...
Well, yeah. It gets to be decided, yeah. Yeah,
right. And so, yeah, that's what happens. So, I mean, this is we talked about this with AJ Styles and stuff. I mean, you talk about the money that TNA has and then the money that WWE has. I mean, what is John? I don't know what John Cena gets now. But I mean, because if the wrestler, say the wrestler's the top 5 guy in the company and he makes $2 million. So say his contract is $2 million and he's the top 5 guy in the company. He's been that way for a while. He's got $2 million now. Well, now you got to add his merchandise and all that stuff in. So he may be getting a $2 million contract, but in the end, he may actually be making $8 million for that year,
right?
Because of the merchandise and everything else. So that's what you got to look at.
Plus, the other perks that are involved in the contract are use of the private jet, which is for some people, like CM Punk, for instance, not the private jet, but he gets first-class accommodations to every show he goes to.
Right.
And the reason for that is he hated traveling so much. That was part of the reason he didn't want to re-sign. And they threw that in his contract to get him to re-sign. No one else has first-class accommodations to every show except for CM Punk. And then
Right.
John Cena and I think Triple H has it whenever he wants. But John Cena and other people get to use the private jet so many times per year. I think it's like 4 or 5 times a year, and they can pick when they want it to be.
Right. Jacker885 said, what do you think's the best submission move ever? I think it's Hell's Gate. That's what he said. He thinks it's Hell's Gate. I do like Hell's Gate a lot. What's the best?
I like that move that AJ does.
Yeah.
The stretch, and she calls it the Black Widow.
Yeah, it's just a stretch. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't really like that much. If you're talking about best submission moves ever, I'd probably say Bret Hart's sharpshooter. I like the Anaconda Vice. I believe it or not, even
Cattle mutilation.
let me tell you something. Even though I don't like John Cena, I do enjoy the STFU or whatever STF. I like to do the inverted STF back in the day, so I enjoy that. I'm partial to that. The figure 4 is always a classic one. But if I had to...
to Jerry's tarantula.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I always thought that was a showy type of thing. It never made me go, ooh, that guy's in such pain,
Yeah,
it was always a showy type of thing. So I'd have to say, Hell's Gate is a good one. I would say top 5. I don't always think of Undertaker as a submission guy. So and you got to remember that Hell's Gate came kind of late in the Undertaker's career. When did he come up with Hell's Gate? 5 years ago?
Yeah, something like that.
So that's really late in the Undertaker's career, so it's still new to me. When he does Hell's Gate, it's like, oh yeah, shit, I forgot he does that now, So, but it is very effective. It looks very cool. And I would say, out of all the submission moves that you could see at this moment, that is one of the ones that is up there. I'd top 3 current submission maneuvers, maybe.
But the Mexican surfboard I've always been a big fan of, too.
Oh, yeah, that sounds really homoerotic. I think
it's the one Daniel Bryan does, where he steps on the back of their legs and then flips them upside down.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
like
another
that
show me type of thing where I don't believe it. I'm like, yeah, this is wrestling. You know what I
What
mean?
What about cattle mutilation? Do you like that one?
Oh, sure, yeah. That's
the one where, all right, it's a Daniel Bryan move, and the opponent is lying on his stomach. He locks their arms behind their back and then flips forward and bridges.
And now that's another show me thing. It's another thing where I'm like, nope, you can get out of that. You can get out of that. It needs to be like Hell's Gate. It needs to be like, this guy is stuck, and this looks like it could hurt.
Terry Funk's spinning toe hold. That's mine.
The old thumb wrestling match. What are your William Carson says? What are your top 5 matches of the year thus far? I'm the worst person with memory. I need to have a list in front of me of everything. But let me try to do that for you. Let's try to think of one. Well, first of all, the best match of the year. I think at the time we thought it was the best match of the year, and now I don't know if it was the best match of the year. But at the time, I think it was Brock Lesnar CM Punk at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Was my match of the year. My second favorite match of the year would be Cody Rhodes, the Rhodes family tonight versus The Shield, I think. It was my second most exciting thing that happened to me, and maybe Daniel Bryan, what happened, but that's not a match. What happened with Daniel Bryan at the end with Cena and everybody wasn't a match. But I put that on the list, like number 5 or something, because it was a great psycho knee kick to the head, the finish, everything that happened. And then maybe there's a couple matches on Raw, like Seth Rollins. There was Seth Rollins was involved in. Any of you guys think of something that I haven't thought of?
I'll give my top 5 list if that's okay.
Okay.
All right. Number 5, I'm gonna go from number 5 to number 1. Number 5 for me will have to be Punk versus Rock at the Royal Rumble. That's my least favorite, but it's my favorite, but at the bottom of the list.
Right. I don't even remember it, to be honest.
Right. Then
can't be good.
Fourth would have to be tonight's match: The Shield versus Rhodes and Goldust. Third, CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar. Number 2 would have to be... Oh, I just had it. What was it? It was a great match, too. Oh, God. John Cena versus CM Punk on Raw to decide who was going to be The Rock's opponent at WrestleMania. Do you guys remember that one?
Oh, yeah. I do remember that. But I don't...
And, yeah.
I don't remember loving it or anything, but I remember it. I'd have to watch it again.
And then my favorite one would have to be Punk versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 29.
Okay. I guess I'd put Punk and Undertaker on there, but probably like 3. I still had more fun watching the Rhodes stuff tonight and watching Punk versus Lesnar. But I'd put Undertaker on there 3rd with Punk maybe, and maybe the Rhodes thing is a little, is new, and that's why I put it above that. But I remember Undertaker and CM Punk was really good, but it wasn't as good as I had thought it was going to be. But it was good though. It was the best match of the whole pay-per-view. What do you, Chris? You got anything?
I'm going to agree with you on 2 of them right off the bat, which is CM Punk, Brock Lesnar is on my list, and Daniel Bryan versus John Cena. That was an amazing match. That they really tore the house down as far as how far John Cena could go and without making it look dumb. I think it was actually pretty excellent. Aside from that, I don't know. I like you, I have a terrible memory, and without a list in front of me, I don't want to name a couple matches and completely neglect it. So, I'm going to save this and save my rest of my 3 for tomorrow night, and I'll get the rest of my list then.
Okay, we'll come back tomorrow night after Raw, and we'll come up with a real list. How about that? Carlos Gomez, who won at Rhodes versus Shield? Dude, you missed it. The Rhodes won. They beat the Shield, and it was epic. It was awesome. It was the best match of the night. Cody Rhodes, freaking, man, let me tell you, dude, Cody Rhodes, man, he did a crossroads that was unbelievable, dude, on this guy. He did the crossroads and smashed his head into the mat. No, yes, he really did, though. He tooled his head into the mat. It was, oh, my God. Your blood was flowing, and you were pumped up, and the adrenaline was running through your veins, watching what was happening, and then it fucking bam, like a flapjack on his face with the crossroads, and it was just unbelievable. I mean,
Dusty Rhodes with the bionic elbow to Dean Ambrose.
Right, imagine.
Oh, that elbow, pal. That was an amazing move, brother.
You got that right there, sir.
I love that guy so much. I love him. Cronin, Best for Business. I want a refund for this pay-per-view. I free streamed it. Give me back my bandwidth. Shit. William Carson. Who do you think Brock Lesnar will face at WrestleMania 30? Undertaker.
I don't think anyone. Oh.
Undertaker. That's who I think Brock Lesnar faces at WrestleMania 30. Undertaker versus Lesnar.
Or I was going to say, if it's not Taker Lesnar, it would be Lesnar Ryback. I could see them having a whole with Heyman in the middle type of thing on.
Yeah, I could see that too. But I'm going to say Brock Lesnar number 1, John Cena number 2. Because those are the only 2 that it would be interesting, I think, even though I don't like Cena. Yo Mama 6488. Sorry, my comment feed just updated. Cena makes $18,000 a week. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
What do you think is the best submission ever? We talked about that.
So how do you guys feel about if they had a match, Daniel Bryan versus Triple H at Survivor Series? Say even like put the WWE Championship on the line. Just like Triple H can take control of the whole company.
Versus who?
You know what? Daniel Bryan versus Triple H.
But who's the champion?
Daniel Bryan.
It's still vacant? Oh, okay.
No, Daniel Bryan. Like Daniel Bryan wins it at Hell in a Cell versus Randy Orton, I guess.
The only thing is, first of all, no, I hope that doesn't really... I don't know if I want to see that happen, but I will say that the idea... I don't think it's going to happen now, and I don't know if I really want to see it, but I will say the idea of Triple H in the ring with Daniel Bryan is teasing. That is tasty. That sounds like a cookie I want to eat. You know, much like that dude's wife, the whore down the street that I see walking her dog all the time. That's tempting. That's a thought I can entertain. Will we ever see it? Will it ever happen? Will it come to fruition? I don't know. But that's a good idea. I love the idea of Triple H in the ring with Daniel Bryan for some reason, because I don't think that's ever happened. Even, when Triple H was wrestling a lot, and it's just not, it's like seeing Shawn Michaels versus Hogan. It was kind of like, wow, I never thought I'd see that, really. I wouldn't think that I'd see Triple H versus Daniel Bryan at this point for some reason. So
yeah, we never talked about it either.
Yeah, I like the idea. That's what I do like the idea of it. But for the title and then Triple H inserts himself, that's going to look really bad. So I don't know if that would happen.
Let Mr. McMahon win the title back in the day. WWE title.
Johnny Shakur, put Heyman Ryback in a tutu, have him prance in a wide circle, juggle ping pong balls with his mouth, then balance wheelbarrow on his chin as a finale. Oh wait, Barbario did that in the old Harvard Square in '98. Have Darren Young pass the hat. Form an all-gay group called Homolution. Barbario was a hood. All right.
Oh, I feel bad for laughing at
Polo
that.
Rain. Polo Rain here. He says, where is it? Did you know that shit is fake, you old-ass motherfucker? Grow up. That shit is for 10-year-olds. It's fake. Fuck, we should watch real stuff.
Why are
like
we
the
doing
Batman
this?
trilogy.
Right.
You know, like documentaries like The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises.
Right. Damn, Polo, I didn't know it was fake. This is crazy. You serious? 30 years old and I didn't know. Wow, this is not real? They don't really hit themselves? This is weird.
Huh.
Holy shit, I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to kill myself. Oh my god, dude. Did you know that you're in a chat room right now for something that isn't real, that you already knew wasn't real, but you went in the chat room anyway? Why? So weird. What the fuck? What happened?
How did you cover this anyway? Like, you just searched up.
So weird. Oh,
maybe he found out that it was real just now too, and he was hurt by it because they've been deceiving us all for so long, and because it's looked so real. I mean, could you ever think of a time where you even questioned whether or not what was happening in the ring was 100% legitimate? I can't.
You know what's great about this guy, by the way, that commented? He's commented on like 4 other people's live wrestling recaps tonight. So he's just gone around and just fucking talked about other people's. It's funny. But
do you have any promos to put on him?
But yet, he's not good enough. I don't cut promos on stupid. Like, it's fake. Yeah, it's very good. It's fake. Like your fucking dick size is fake. It's really 3 inches. It's like whatever.
The people who do that, who go from video to video, commenting on all the videos, saying this is fake, this is fake. Do you really think they wake up and they're like, all right, well, still got to do my job today. Got to let all these people know that it's fake. I can't believe it. It's got to be me, but here I go. I'm going to do them all a service.
You know what's worse than us talking about something that's fake? You actually going around, your life is fake because you're going around and wasting time putting comments on stuff. People called Siskel and Ebert made riches discussing movies, and guess what? Movies are fake. They're real. They're not real. They're entertainment. They're not really happening. They're critiquing what happened in the movie. That's what we're doing.
I want to know how he got to this video in the first place as well. Did he search up WWE Battleground review?
I don't know. Maybe. Well, wrestling is kind of gay, and maybe he was searching. I want to be pounded by a guy, and this came up. I don't know.
Maybe we should start going to Breaking Bad videos and being like, dude, you know this shit is fake. He didn't even really sell meth, kid.
Rhodes won. I love it. Doug Matthews at Joe Cronin Show. Will Heyman Punk feud die down the next couple months? God, I hope so. I just hope it's done. Although, you know what? For the most part, it has been a little bit entertaining in a way, but I am sick of it. I wish this, like you said, I wish everything would just flip-flop. All this stuff needs to stop. All the storylines, things, everything needs to be changed and switched. It needs to be a clean slate. This is just getting old. It's been the same thing for 3 months. So I hope so, because I can't deal with it anymore. I'm done. I'm wiped out as far as it goes. All right, guys, subscribe youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. If you have a mobile device or a phone right now and you see the little thumb on the bottom, click the thumb and put the thumb up my ass. And for those of you who don't understand, I have 2 YouTube sites. 2 YouTube sites. One is my real site, youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. The other is Darkest Days 11, and that's where I broadcast live from on Monday nights and after pay-per-views because we have a strike. So here's the link, or here's the address, youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. Go there and subscribe because I do not upload new videos during the week on Darkest Days 11. I only do live from here. And eventually this live is going to go away, and we're only going to be on Joe Cronin Show. So make sure you subscribe to that. Don't forget about that. So after this is over, make sure you do that. Benjamin Blanchett. Oh, dude, my comments were good before this. Please read. It fake. It's not 100% fake. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know what you said, man. Oh, man, I'm so sorry. The comments come quick. 23 in the game wrote, what you think about HBK being in Daniel Bryan's corner at WrestleMania 30? Good idea. I kind of like it, I think. I mean, depends on what's happening in the situation. I could see him being in his corner at like Hell in a Cell or something like that.
I think Triple H would have to be involved for him to be involved.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a whole. I could do a whole thing about what could happen with that. Benjamin, I'm sorry, man, if I missed some of your stuff. Hopefully you get to it. Sorry we don't respond to racists, Joe said. Did he say something racist? I didn't even know that. I'm a pretty big weirdo, but what I tend not to do is if somebody else is writing something racist, it's weird. I won't repeat it, but at the same time, I will say something racist, if that makes any sense, because I know I'm joking, but whereas I don't know if the person who wrote the comment is joking.
Good point.
I don't know if he was being. I don't know what he was doing. I love you guys. Don't fight amongst each other. It's all of us against the sports coma. So, don't let us not fight. Let us love. And guys, we are done. We saw WWE Battlegrounds be better than Night of Champions, but not that great. The ending was a piece of shit. But the Rhodes saved it, baby. It was awesome. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing and clicking like. Over 1,400 subscribers on YouTube.com/Joe Cronin Show. Over a million and something views. I don't have a joint, Johnny. I wish I did. I'd get messed up right now. I've been drinking freaking vodka. I got heartburn. Jiren, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here after that horrible thing that you witnessed. You went to Battleground live in Buffalo, New York, and the best thing, all you had was the shitty wings. That was it.
No problem.
All right. And Chris Tosevich, the Don8701 says Joe Cronin and Steve O versus Santino Marella and Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania 40. That would be great, because you know what I would do in that match, by the way? Like the referee would get knocked out at some point, and he'd be out of the ring, and then I'd get fucking Johnny Knoxville knocked out, and I would spread his legs on the turnbuckle like I was going to do Shattered Dreams, and I would go to do Shattered Dreams. No, fuck that. I want Goldust as my tag team partner. Me and Goldust versus Knoxville and Steve-O. How about that? And I put Johnny Knoxville's legs up like I'm going to do Shattered Dreams. Like Goldust has been training me. And I go to run and I stop because the referee's knocked out. And I'm like, you know what? And I go under the ring and I reach for something. It's a fucking paintball gun. And then I get in the ring and I just right in the balls of Johnny Knoxville. And then Johnny's like, ah! And then he falls forward and I grab him and whammo! I fucking DDT him into the mat. Referee wakes up. 1, 2, 3. Joe Cronin and Goldust, tag team champions. Kaplow. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow night live on this channel after Monday Night Raw. Guys, good night, good riddance, and go fuck yourself. #fact.